FSN West.
It's a cool, overcast evening in Kansas City, Missouri, where we come to you from Kauffman Stadium. There is a threat of rain, but we hope to get 9 innings of baseball in between the Angels and the Royals. Hi, everybody. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler with you. Last night, the Angels won 4-0. Irvin Santana with a complete game shutout was outstanding. Tonight, Nick Adenhart, second major league start. His first did not go well as he took a bit of a walk on the wild side.
He did. He told me that after that first and second walk, he couldn't control it. The nerves got to him. He got nervous. He got tight, and it's expected. This kid's the youngest player in Major League Baseball, 21 years young. But Mike Scioscia likes him. They say if he can establish his fastball, get ahead of some hitters, use his off-speed pitches, he should be okay in his road debut second time around.
That's Nick Adenhart going for the Angels tonight. Brian Bannister, quality pitcher, goes for Kansas City tonight, coming off his worst start ever. But when we come back, we'll go to downtown Kansas City, take a walk back in time, and visit the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. That's next on FSN West.
That ought to do it.
Assuming you've done enough for retirement doesn't make much sense either. That's why you should invest with Edward Jones to make sure you're on the right track.
At the end of a long, hot day, grab a beer with a taste as cold as the Rockies. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Unfortunately, some things don't stay in Vegas. Come to the track. It's more fun and less trouble.
Come to Hollywood Park this Friday night for great racing. First post 7:05. There's dollar beers, hot dogs, and sodas. Then after the race is a free concert with Led Zeppelin. Come play with us at Hollywood Park.
My best friend and me. My best friend and me. He's really smart. He's really funny. He sells bikes and he saves people money. My best friend and me.
Geico Motorcycle. Let's ride.
Wiener Schnitzel, the world's most wanted wiener. Make room, folks. Big wiener deal coming through, and it's bringing a tiny price tag with it. $2.99 gets you an original chili dog, 2 corn dogs, and a drink. The big wiener deal is here. Grab yours today.
Available at Frederick Rural Jewelers in Laguna Beach and the shops at Mission Viejo.
Be careful, Jimmy.
I'm fine, Mom.
I'm bored. Can you hear me now?
Good, because we're going to need 2 rooms with king-size beds and a spa treatment for my wife.
We test our network every day.
Spa treatment, honey.
So you get America's most reliable network, Verizon Wireless. This Mother's Day, get Mama Venus, or for just $99, get her a pink pearl.
You're watching FSN West.
Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri for Game 2 between the Angels and the Royals. Earlier this season, Major League Baseball celebrated Jackie Robinson Day, and the Angels, along with a number of teams, wore number 42 in honor of Jackie. One of the stops along Jackie's journey was as a member of the Kansas City Monarchs. Kansas City is also the home of the Negro League Baseball Museum, and earlier today some of the Halos had a chance to visit.
The Negro Leagues Baseball Museum is the world's only museum dedicated to preserving and celebrating the rich history of African American baseball and its profound impact on the social advancement of America. When you walk out of this museum, you will walk away with a newfound appreciation for just how great this country really is. Because really the story of the Negro Leagues could have only happened in America. And even though we know it's associated with the ugliness of American segregation, out of that ugliness came this wonderful story of triumph and conquest known as the Negro Leagues. And this is a celebration of America's unsung baseball heroes.
I've been here, numerous of times, and every time I come here, man, it's like my first time. And all the stories and everything that they went through, just to play in that Negro League and keep it going. And you can't take anything for granted. Once you get in here, you learn what's going on. Me as a Major League Baseball player, an African American baseball player, you kind of look at it in a different light.
Those guys had to be good, more so off the field than on the field. Being from the South, my family talk about it all the time, and in sports made it a great thing to get away from things that happen off the field and to go see sports. It made it even special.
What I really like about it is that you can get some in-depth stories that you can't read in books. It's nice to have a guy who took us around just to hear the stories, the in-depth stories and whatnot, and I think you can only experience that by coming to the museum. So every time I come here, I look forward to hearing something and seeing something I may have missed the first time.
It's great to go in there and look at that kind of stuff. I mean, just to really get appreciation. I've heard so many stories from my dad, and back in the day, what he had to go through. Some of the stories. It's just it's pretty neat.
Every time you come, it's a better experience. It's hard to take all of it in at one time, so the more you come, you pick up greater things, and so once again, it's just appreciative of the things we have today because of those guys.
This is a precious piece of Americana. It is a wonderful piece of American history that has escaped the pages of American history books. Thus, countless generations of us have gone through our formal educations without knowing the great story of the Negro Leagues. And so when you come here and learn about these great athletes, you're also going to see how this game, baseball, helped propel our society to be the great country that she is today.
The Negro Leagues actually changed the mindset of America. It brought everybody together. You had whites in the stands, you had blacks in the stands together, and different things like that. And I think kids need to know that, whether it's African American kids or white kids, it doesn't matter. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful for the Negro League Museum, and hopefully we can keep it going and carry on the legacy.
Again in May.
Start pushing.
Fox Reality Channel's original The Academy has a new class of sheriff recruits.
You can't call timeout.
Welcome to 18 weeks of grueling, sweat,
Punch like a explosion, come on,
and plenty of tears.
I wanted to be a police officer since I was little.
Who will tough it out?
Show respect.
And who will tap out?
Your credibility is zero.
The Academy. Go to our website for times. Only on Fox Reality Channel.
FullTiltPoker.net presents the 2008 Aussie Millions main event. Mike Mattisau, Eric Lindgren, and the world's top players battle for a total purse of over $7 million.
This is a good time to get lucky.
At Australia's most exclusive casino, the stage is set. Who will be crowned this year's champion? FullTiltPoker.net presents Aussie Millions. Continues Saturday on FSN.
FSN presents Angels Baseball, brought to you by Howard's, your HD flat screen superstore, and by Aflac. Ask about it at work. There's a beautiful look at the Negro Leagues Museum in downtown Kansas City. So many of the Angels went down there today, and just check out Major League Baseball history and the history of the change in America.
It was the first time I got a chance to go, and I need to shake myself for not going before. The history, the knowledge that was in there, how it even helped our country, that Negro League Baseball there, the way it helped desegregate, it helped our country come together. That's what I'm trying to say, Liz. But it was a good experience and a great learning experience as well.
And this year is the 60th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier. And tonight we honor that man by playing baseball. Angels and the Royals, Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. It will be Brian Bannister, the young right-hander, to face Gary Matthews Jr. When the Angels played the Texas Rangers, every single player on the team, both with Texas and the Angels, wore Jackie's number 42. And that was something that was really accepted so well by the Angels, and Gary Matthews Jr., one of the leaders of that. And here he is, number 24, as he reverses those numbers, and Brian Bannister deals him a strike. 1-1.
What I was trying to say is that the Negro Leagues help desegregate our America. And now on to Bannister. Okay, last 3 starts haven't gone so well for this young pitcher here. Okay, leaving a few too many pitches up over the plate. He's got to establish his fastball. It's not a blazer. It'll reach 90, 92, but he also incorporated a curveball, slider, and a changeup. His slider is his out pitch.
They say he has tremendous command and really great knowledge of the game and knows how to pitch. He's 6'2", 210, now 27 years old. Raised in Phoenix, Arizona, went to Chaparral High School and led them to the state championship in Arizona. He's got his mind made up. Here's the 2-2, a broken back flare into center field. On comes Gathright, but it'll drop for a base hit. So Matthews, after going 0 for 4 last night and 3 strikeouts, opens with a base hit. And let's check out the Angels starting lineup. Gary will get the go at number 1, then Eric Ibar, Vlad Guerrero, then Casey Kochman, who drove in the game-winning hit last night. He'll be followed by Torrey Hunter, and Garrett Anderson hit his first home run in almost a month. Brandon Wood goes 7, and then Sean Rodriguez, number 8. Jeff Mathis will bat 9th. Again, no Sean Figgins, no Meiser Asturis, no Howie Kendrick, and the Angels down 3 infielders at that second base spot.
He shook the catcher, Miguel Olivo. He shook him off 3 times before that base hit by Matthews. Olivo is a good catcher, but he's not the guy who gets the regular reps. It's John Buck, but he's getting a start today. He's got a real good arm. Nice catch and throw guy. Bannister holds runners pretty well. Quick home.
And this is the guy, Eric Ibar, who got the Angels started in that 0-0 game in the 9th inning. He laced a triple to right center field and went all the way to third. Vlad Guerrero grounded out, but Casey Kochman against a left-hander, Jimmy Gobble, single to center field. Ibar broke that 0-0 game, and the Angels would follow with 3 more runs and win 4-0. Matthews does not go, which wanders outside 1-2.
It's hard to guarantee anything in this game, but what we can guarantee about Ibar is that he'll impact the game some way or another, whether it's defensively or with the bat in his hand. The kid's very dynamic. It's good foot speed, good arm. He's an exciting player to watch.
He gives you a wow play every night, whether it's on defense, whether it's leaping in the air to avoid a would-be runner to break up a double play.
I think we've just begun to see this guy. Fortunately, we're going to see him for a long time to come.
Bannister's 1-2, and Ibar punches one to short. He could be double up right here. 6-4 and a 3. Picked nicely at first base by Ross Glode, and there's 2 gone in the first inning.
Okay, defending behind Brian Bannister tonight, we're going to highlight Mark Bruzadlonic. This guy's got a gold glove at second base in 06, a couple years ago. But this is a pretty good infield. Callaspo's getting a chance to play some shortstop, but he made a nice play last night, did Bruzadlonic. He can dive. Gordon's good at third base. Teeing in right to Jesus. No Jose Guillen tonight.
And here's Vlad Guerrero. He remains in a little bit of a slide, even though he's got 1 for 4 showings in his last 2 games, but just 188 batting average his last 15. He stands deep in that batter's box trying to make the adjustments. Looks like he's got a little bit more of a crouch tonight.
Yep, that's what Mickey Hatcher wants, to get a little bend in his knees so he has a little more balance and drop his hands some if he can. See his hands way up there? It's allowing him to loop his swing, come off it.
Well, he hits that one pretty well to right center field. Joey Gathright racing back, and Vlad Guerrero has it off the wall. Guerrero into second base and not stopping there. Here's the throw to third, and Vlad is safe as the ball skips away from Gordon, backed up nicely by Brian Bannister.
Just gotta love that. Big Daddy Vladdy, he sees the play in front of him. He didn't need to look at Dino Evil as he kicked it in. He wants it. Okay, that ball's on the outer half of the plate. Vladdy struck it pretty well. Took a look at the flight, saw the play ahead of him. Okay, Gathright crashes in. He's going, okay, I can make it right here. I'm not stopping. Look at that big guy. Big Daddy with the long strides. Good slide into third base. And let's see if Koch can pick him up here.
Koch did it last night. He's been outstanding on the road this year, batting .415. And he takes low and outside, ball one. Very dangerous batter, Casey Kochman, because he can go foul line to foul line and really has a great understanding of that strike zone. He will only swing at pitches in the zone. He's a guy who went his first 48 major league at bats before striking out, and then we remember the first time he K'd, it was an incredible 15-pitch duel with Pedro Martinez that finally he took him up the ladder and struck the kid out. Ground ball up the middle. Gruzelanek has it, throws him out. The Angels strand Vlad Guerrero at third, and we head to the bottom of the first here in KC.
This spring at Pechanga Resort and Casino, we're giving away $10,000 every day in May. Club members have 13 chances daily to win $500 or $1,000 every hour at Pechanga Resort and Casino. See Club at Pechanga booth for complete details.
In my younger days, I made lots of mistakes. I hung out with the wrong people. Got into some bad habits. I neglected my relationships. The drinking was the worst. Now more. I take better care of myself. Things are looking up.
Kaiser Permanente. Thrive.
Touch here. Can't feel the immediate response as you paddle shift your way through the 6 speeds. That's because there's only one place to experience the race-inspired IS. Your Lexus dealer. Where you can lease the 2008 IS 250 for $349 a month for 36 months with $34.49 due at signing.
Wiener Schnitzel, the world's most wanted wiener. Make room, folks. Big wiener deal coming through, and it's bringing a tiny price tag with it. $2.99 gets you an original chili dog, 2 corn dogs, and a drink. The big wiener deal is here. Grab yours today.
Here in Kansas City, there is a threat of rain, but they say it should get here late tonight. Let's check out the Kansas City Royals starting lineup. Joey Gathright will lead things off, then Mark Gruzelanek. David DeJesus will move from the leadoff spot to hitting third tonight. He hit safely in 14 of his last 16 games. Then Billy Butler, Alex Gordon, Mark Teahan, Miguel Olivo, and Rosclode and Alberto Castro, who came up in the Angels organization. On the mound, Nick Adenhart, 21-year-old right-hander from Williamsport, Maryland. Really did not pitch well in his major league debut last week against Oakland, but you see his numbers in the minor leagues. This kid has a lot of talent.
Sure does. It's a good thing, though. He spit the hook, didn't take the loss in that one. And this kid, he's got a good fastball. He wants to establish it early. Now, in his debut back home, he went 1-2-3 in the first inning. Usually it's that first inning that gets you over the jitters. But it was the second inning that undid him. So he just wants to go out there and work his fastball ahead in the count.
And he said, I just wasn't feeling my body where it was. Things got away from me instead of just pitching. In the back of my mind, he said he was thinking, don't walk this guy. That just isn't the right way to go about it.
You know, Mike Scioscia wants him to pitch to his strengths, not to the lineup. Now, this guy Gathright, he's a good bunter. And also, he shoots the ball to left field. You can tell by where Matthews is playing him and left and Torrey Hunter. They're in shallow and over down on that outfield side. So he'll either bunt to first base or slap it by the third baseman, Brandon Wood.
Well, he went right after Gathright. He did not want to go 3-1 on Joey. So he went right down the middle and he fouled it off. And Adenhart is a young man who can reach the mid-90s at times.
He's got a nice little curveball, a slow curve, and a changeup. We didn't get to see him throw that many pitches, though, in his debut, so we'd like to see him get deeper in the game. I'm sure so would Scioscia.
Mathis gives him a good inside target. Gathright again fouls it off. Scioscia moved Dustin Mosley to the bullpen, and Adenhart will make 3 starts as John Lackey continues to rehab for his return in mid-May. Adenhart, we told you at Salt Lake City, 4-0 with an 0.87 earned run average.
Yeah, if you can do that there, you can do it here.
Yep. In there, strike 3 call.
Okay, you want to establish your fastball, that's how you do it. Go right after this guy. That's what he did. Now defending behind Adenhart, which will be important. Sponsored by Rico. We'll show you Brandon Wood, 4th start at third base this year. He homered last night. Okay, Ibar Rodriguez is filling in for Sean Figgins and Meister Astura, so those 2 guys are nursing their wounds to get back together. Mathis again getting the start behind the plate with Adenhart. So looks to me like Jeff Mathis has gained a little favor with Mike Scioscia because he's getting more starts now than Napoli.
Well, you look at his ERA when he's behind there, 3.12. That'll get you a lot of starts in this league.
Scioscia's very impressed with how he's been handling the pitching staff and doing that. That's the #1 thing.
Gruzelanek had a pair of hits in yesterday's game. 4-0 loss by Kansas City.
And not that Mike Napoli is not a good defensive catcher. He does a very good job himself. He's got 2 #1s. It's just the reason lately is because he likes the arm and the accuracy and his signal calling.
Quickly 1-2 to Mark Gruzelanek. Rudd hitting .295, looking for his first home run. He was down for a few days in April with a sore back, but this is a guy they expect to provide a lot of leadership in the clubhouse and on the field, and he chops this one foul.
Adenhart, he's a young one, 21 years old. But that life he's showing early on his fastball has some tailing action and sinking down. Gruzelanek thought he was on it, but he hit the top half of the ball and fouled it off. That kind of late movement right there produces outs. We haven't seen his big curve yet. Maybe the #2 sign. Here it comes.
And there it is, and Adenhart fields the comebacker and throws out Gruzelanek, and there's 2 gone quickly in the first inning.
Okay, he threw a couple curveballs that we saw in his debut back at the Big A, and they were short. They bounced a couple of them. You know, he just was a little bit tight and nervous, and that's to be expected. And Mike Scioscia, obviously, they know better by saying, you know what, Lackey's a few starts away. Well, let's just keep him here and let him enjoy the big leagues a little bit. We believe this kid can pitch. We're going to give him another shot.
Well, he retired the side in the first inning at the Big A and then faced 9 batters, including a stretch where he walked 4 straight. Walked 5 in his 2+ innings, 3 hits allowed, 5 runs scored against Oakland.
And there was a lot of decision that went into that last start and who was going to start. There was 2 or 3 minor league pitchers that were qualified to come up, but it's tough to make your debut at home in front of all those people. So here in Kansas City, this should be a good true show for him. His nerves shouldn't be as bad as they were.
And the guy who replaced Dustin Mosley replaced him after he came out, and then Dustin went to the DL with tightness in his right forearm, and he's battling back now to get to the pen. That is outside.
Like that. Do you hear Mike Everett, home plate umpire?
Yep.
That's outside. Hitters like to hear that. Pitchers, everybody knows where they stand when an umpire barks out where it was.
Fouled off. He's back even at 2-2, and at 21, Adenhart becomes the youngest pitcher in the major leagues, 2 months younger than Phil Hughes of the New York Yankees. But you know, last time Adenhart was pitching on 3 days rest.
Yeah,
this time it's 4.
That's a little bit different. And the reason it's different, ooh, he got it.
How about that? DeJesus goes looking, and that's 2 looking in the first inning, and Adenhart looks sharp at #1 at Kansas City.
Nice life by the youngster. Look at that action on that ball.
The perils of sloppy food. If only they ordered my spicy chicken bites. Juicy pieces of white meat chicken covered in a spicy crispy batter and served with buttermilk ranch dipping sauce. Great for people on the go.
Warp speed.
Hey, man, what's up?
Bummed.
Bummed? What about?
Performance.
Woohoo!
Not that performance, my car's performance.
Oh. You know, there's a cure for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Need more get up and go? It's the new Volkswagen Jetta from Commonwealth VW in the Santa Ana Auto Mall. And now you can go for less. Because now you can get a new 08 Jetta for only $249 a month. Commonwealth VW. The cure for the common car deal.
You don't celebrate Father's Day at the mall. You don't say thanks over brunch. No, Father's Day demands sacred ground. And for one lucky dad, it'll be heaven. The Golf Channel Father's Day Dream Trip to St. Andrews. To enter, tell us about your dad and golf. Then watch the Golf Channel U.S. Open Week to see who wins.
Catch Angels live after the game on FSN West.
Nick Adenhart with a 1-2-3 first inning, including his first major league strikeout, that of Joey Gathright, and the bottom of the first inning here in Kansas City, a scoreless ball game. KC still looking for their first run against Angel pitching in this series. Irvin Santana threw a gem last night, complete game, 4-hitter, and now Torrey Hunter will lead things off in the second inning. He had a big 3-run home run on Sunday, and the Angels win. The Angels have won 3 straight. 2 against Baltimore and now 1 in KC.
The kid Bannister, I like his tempo. Man, he gets that ball and gets up there and rapid fires. He's not messing around. He was shaking off Olivo quite a bit, though. And that slider in his last 3 starts, you know, you talk about how good his command is, and he was good his first 3, but his last 3, he's kind of wavered a little bit. He's got up in the zone a little bit. He's not overpowering. But his slider has been flat and up in the zone and hittable as well. So he's got to bury that slider.
He's lost 3 straight to Oakland, Cleveland, and Texas, giving up 14 runs in 14 2/3. And this is a guy who just started out beautifully. He shared the American League Player of the Week with Raul Ibanez of Seattle in early April, going 2-0 with wins over the Yankees and Twins. And Bannister gets the strikeout of Torrey Hunter here in the second inning. That'll take us to Garrett Anderson. With the Angels leading 1-0 ninth inning, Garrett hit his first home run since April 9th, a 2-run shot, and that kind of put the game on ice.
Kind of. How about that? That's a big blast right there from the veteran. That's what they know he can do, and he himself told us he's capable of doing that. He's not done by any means. He just hit a little slump. This game's not easy. You know how people talk about it, though. You know, it's like they could go out there and produce. It's just not that easy. Garrett's been a long-time left-handed batter for the Angels and one of the best they've ever had.
Marines.com shows you that he's just 13 runs shy of tying Tim Salmon's all-time runs record. He'll be the first to crack the 1,000 mark. Outside.
But get a clock on this kid by the time Olivo gets that ball back to him. It's less than 15 seconds. He's the kind of pitcher you pitch on getaway day.
Anderson lifts it to left field. DeJesus is under it. 2 outs. Yeah, you've got to really enjoy watching him pitch because he gets up on that rubber, immediately gets the sign, and if he doesn't like it, I mean, it's a shake and give me another finger, and here we go. Well, he was the Mets' 7th round pick out of the University of Southern California in 2003, and then traded from New York to Kansas City in 2006 for right-handed pitcher Ambiorix Burgos. I remember watching him pitch for USC, and when they had the likes of Mark Pryor and Anthony Reyes, man, he was part of a great staff that won the Pac-10 twice. Here's Brandon Wood, hit his first home run of the year last night, hit it into the Angels bullpen, and that ended the Angels scoring as they won it 4-0. Hit sharply, but right at the third baseman, Gordon. And the Angels go quickly and quietly in the second inning.
What Happens in Vegas?
Greatest day of my life!
The first big comedy of the summer.
This is my boss.
I'm Richard Banger.
Your name is Dick Banger.
Dick Banger? You have just provided us with jokes for the whole weekend.
What Happens in Vegas. Rated PG-13. Friday.
Liking people just for their looks is bad. Unless you're the one looking good. Unleash your hotness with an awesome cut from Supercuts. What you got cooking? Stylish cuts, only at Supercuts, every time. You know who's got a big mouth? Your hair. Make it stop blurting out your age. In just 10 minutes, Supercut Supercolor darkens grays discreetly. Ooh, well, who's this handsome young man? Supercolor, only at Supercuts, every time.
At Carl's Jr., we could do what everyone else is doing. We could spend a lot of money on cartoon clowns, cutesy toys, or promotional tie-ins with the next big family film. But instead, we put our money in something you actually want. Better meat. The $6 burger with 100% Black Angus beef. Around $4 at Carl's Jr. 'Cause not all Angus is created equal.
Fusion. It's the coming together of all good things. And for a limited time, you can get it all for $199 a month. 28 mpg highway, sport tuned suspension, 18-inch alloy wheels, rear spoiler and fog lamps, sport interior, 6 CD changer, and sync from Microsoft. The new voice-activated phone and audio system. The $199 Fusion Sport and Sync lease. Once they're gone, they're gone. So get to your Ford dealer now and drive one.
King of the Royals. Royals trying to get back in that American League Central. They're 14-17, 2.5 games back of Minnesota. And Nick Adenhart back in the hill for his second inning of work to face Billy Butler, Alex Gordon, and Mark Teahan. First pitch winning is Billy Butler. He pops it up the right side. Casey Kochman's there for the first out. And there's a familiar face, Kevin Ulick, who was the president for the Angels and part of that 2002 World Championship team, now the senior vice president of business operations for the Royals and a big part of their redoing the stadium.
Hey, let me tell you, he spent 28 years with the Angels organization, starting as a bat boy. I'll tell you, worked his way up and changed the uniform colors to Gene Autry's favorite color, red. And what did that bring? The first World Series championship in the organization. Kevin did a great job. Plus, he oversaw the remodeling of Angel Stadium that was completed in '98. And so one of the reasons he's here, I'm sure, is they're remodeling this stadium. He has a lot of experience.
Line drive towards right field, taken down by Vlad Guerrero. So 5 up, 5 down for Nick Adenhart. Last time he went in the second inning, he faced 9 batters.
You know, finishing up with Kevin, though, his beautiful wife, Juanita, they have twin boys, Chase and Cody. They're all there. They reside in Overland Park, Kansas now. And he told me it's a beautiful park, Overland Park. It's like Irvine, except with bad weather. So, you know, he's right. It's a little different climate here, but the boys are taking to it. Juanita, she's enjoying herself here, too. So it's all good to see a new familiar face here. Or an old familiar face.
Well, they did have a really bad winter in Kansas City. It was cold, it was sleet, and rain, and nasty.
Okay, so it's this.
Glad that spring is here and summer soon.
You're right. But now this inning, the word's already gotten out on Adenhart, okay? They went back in that dugout, those other guys who have never faced him before, and said, fellas, he's just throwing fastballs up there. Let's go to Hackett. And that's what's been happening here.
Yeah, they're jumping on the first pitch. Butler popped up on the first pitch. Alex Gordon, an early count out.
So he'll want to establish that early, but he'll have to use his secondary to get through the game.
A 2-1 count now to Mark Teahan.
So both offensive teams are facing pitchers they've never faced before. Trey Hillman, he's in his first year skippering this Royals team in the big leagues.
Three balls and 1 strike. Mark Teahan. This entire team, you look at a guy like Teahan who's played the corners, whether it's the outfield or the infield at third base, and you expect that guy to hit 15 to 20 home runs. He could have that in his future as he walks here, and Adenhart allows his first base runner Hey kids, come out to the ballpark for $3 Kids and Teens Nights presented by K-Love. $3 tickets are available for select home games in the upper view seating areas for fans ages 2 through 18. The next $3 Kids and Teens Night is Tuesday night, May 13th, as the Angels take on the White Sox. Tickets can only be purchased on the day of the game at the Angels Stadium of Anaheim ticket office.
Okay, Adenhart has to let that walk go right now. Okay, he experienced some problems out of his stretch in his major league debut. So look at Olivo now. He's up there. He's swinging at the first pitch as well.
And this is a guy who has a big strike zone. Olivo has only walked 2 times this year. So he likes to take a rip. And Adenhart may need some help. He walked 5 in 2 innings of his major league debut. Teen's got pretty good speed. He stole 14 bags last year.
It's not too bad a move, though, by the rookie. He's got pretty quick feet. That was more of a deliberate toss to first.
But you're right, from the stretch is where he had his real bouts of wildness
in his debut. But it hasn't affected him down in the minors at all. I think it's just his jitters.
You know, his command in the minor leagues, even this year with an 0.87 earned run average, was not as good as it was at Rancho Cucamonga or at Arkansas. He had 19 strikeouts to 15 walks in 31 innings, and he said, that's not like me. He said, usually I'm 1 walk every 3 innings. Well, he's been bumped up another level. And that ball hit hard. Center field. Torrey Hunter will not reach it. It bounces off the wall. And coming around to score, Mark Tien. Olivo has an RBI double.
Okay, one thing he'll learn about walks up here is most of the time they come back and haunt you. But he's going to have to start mixing in some other pitches now. That fastball, okay, that fastball is not even through the lineup in the first time. These guys are getting on it. This is the big leagues. Every hitter here loves a fastball. So if it's not placed properly, it's going to get hit. Torrey Hunter had no chance. That ball was lined over his head. So Mathis is up to him to bring in his other pitches and try to keep him down.
Left-handed batter Ross Gload now digs in. 1-0. Kansas City scoring their first run of this series. And that ball shot past Kauffman into right field. Olivo will score to make it 2-0.
Okay, they are first ball swinging, every one of them. And being a former hitter, I could tell you. They went back in there and said, guys, let's get this guy's fastball. He's a rookie, let's get it. You know, and that enough will motivate a veteran player. Okay, that ball was laced by Kauffman. Pretty good spot, though, way in on his hands, but Gload just pulled his hands in there on the Exmo camera sponsored by Jaguar and just raked it for a double.
So back-to-back doubles following the walk to Tien. And now KC has the early 2-0 lead. The Angels came into the contest with a record of 21-13, a game up on the Oakland Athletics, and 6.5 up on third place Seattle. Mike Butcher may be saying the same things. How about a first pitch changeup or first pitch curveball?
Well, you know, this is the exact same thing that happened to him in his debut, except for the walks. It's the hits now they're hitting him. But it's the second inning, and he's having a hard time finishing him off here with 2 outs. Gload at second base, has pretty good speed.
He said the game got too quick for him, but hey, he's only 21 years old. Strike.
There you go.
Off speed pitch.
There you go. You're going to have to mix them in sooner or later, especially now because they're on your fastball.
I thought Callasco might be swinging.
He knew changeup was coming.
Came with the fastball. Adenhart this inning, 2 outs on 3 pitches, but the last 11 pitches a walk and 2 doubles.
You know, he doesn't want to mess around with any waste pitches here. He wants to try to go out and strike him out. You see, second inning here. In the first inning, the pitches are about the same, but really the results aren't. It's a big curveball there.
again high with the hook and a 2-2 count, so he may have to go back with the fastball, and Callaspo will be waiting on that pitch. Alberto came up with the Angels organization. As a matter of fact, he and Eric Ibar were a great keystone combination in Cedar Rapids years ago.
And he's a pretty good hitter too.
Yeah,
he'll go line to line. See how he starts with his hands inside. He's able to punch the ball to left. Ooh.
3-2.
Right, steady as she goes. Like that front shoulder's flying open again, and that's what happened in his first debut.
Mike Social right now talking to Jeff Mathis, the catcher.
Challenge him here. Take your chances.
Ooh, he went with the curveball and walks him, so there are runners on first and second. He got the first two batters out, Billy Butler on a pop-up and Gordon on a flyout, then a walk, a double, and now another walk to Callaspo. And the kid's feeling a little bit of the pressure.
Well, if there's one positive thing, it's that Irvin Santana pitched a complete game last night and rested that pin. Yep. Mike has to get into it early.
Here is Joey Gathright. Tremendous speed, but runners at first and second. And that ball skips all the way back to the screen, and the runners will advance. And Adenhart really hitting the wild side again.
See what happens when you hit a young pitcher at this big league level. When you get a couple good hits on him and you score a couple runs, it makes a young guy a little squeamish and a little nervous. You know, until you've been through the fire, you know, a couple years, 2 or 3, you're going to battle some nerve problems up there. Now that ball, I think Mathis is a good enough athlete. He could have caught that. He'll tell you that, but it got away and moved the runners up now.
Fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. He almost had a balk that time too, because Rexy was very close to not coming set.
Well, they originally scored it a wild pitch and they changed it to a pass ball.
Really?
Yeah, and I agree with that, because that was a pitch that was up and Mathis missed it for some reason.
On his hands, popped up. Brandon Wood tries to help him out, goes over and pulls it down, and that ends the inning. So Adenhart can get a rest, but he gave up 2 in the second inning. That second inning's been a tough one for him in his first 2 major league starts.
You're just not getting it, are you? Look, you've got to trust me. It looks brilliant.
I don't want to wear the hat. It's a cliche.
It's a classic. This is a spot for your new barbecue bacon sirloin burger. People want to see the 100% sirloin patty, the fried onion rings, the bacon, the melting cheese, and barbecue sauce on the toasted bakery-style bun. And they want the hat.
Oh, so to prove that I'm using real sirloin, should I wear horns?
Stand by with the horns.
The proud, the Marines.
I got a certain little girl, she's on my mind. No doubt about it, she looks so fine. She's the best girl that I ever had. Sometimes you're gonna make me feel so bad. Hush, 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 hush. I need the loving and I'm not to blame now.
Watching FSN West.
FSN presents Angels Baseball, brought to you by the new jalapeno chicken sandwich from Carl's Jr. It's a chicken sandwich that's not for chickens. And by the Lexus Hybrids and the power of H. Steve Visiak, Rex Hudler, and there's a look at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. It's absolutely fabulous museum. Growing up in Kansas City, you always hear about the history of the Kansas City Monarchs and the great baseball players who played there, like Satchel Paige. Here is Sean Rodriguez to lead things off, and flares one into center field, and on comes Joey Gathright, but has to play it on a hop. So Rodriguez gets on, and he has a base hit. And as you take a look at the history of the Negro Leagues, there were several leagues starting in 1920 with the Negro National League all the way to the Negro American League. From 1937 through 1960, they continue to play. But some of the greatest teams, of course, were the Monarchs, the Homestead Grays, and the Pittsburgh Crawfords. Man, they could play.
You know, they played some really good baseball in those leagues until finally they got a chance to play in the major leagues. Every one of those players wanted to play in the big leagues, and they got their chance. Thanks to Branch Rickey and a guy named Jackie Robinson. Ooh, man, Rodriguez just got back. I told you about Miguel Olivo with his good throwing game. He's got that little snap throw he showed there, but he also can throw out runners at second base. Too big of a lead there for Sean Rodriguez. A little bit too much secondary, almost got picked off. Got a nice Exmo camera sponsored by Howard's. Look at that throw. Throws right there on his glove. Ooh, just got back in there. Good call.
Popped up on a hit and run. Mathis going back. Miguel is there, makes the catch, and Rodriguez holds at first base, and there's one down here in the top of the third inning. And Rex, you go back, and you were talking about the catching play by Miguel Olivo. Josh Gibson is the greatest catcher of all time, a guy who had over 7 home runs in the Negro Leagues, and they felt that if he had been in the major leagues, he would have been a Hall of Famer in that era. He may have been battling Babe Ruth through the years for the most home runs of all time. So many great stars that were neglected the opportunity simply because the color of their skin doesn't make sense. And there's Josh Gibson. He and Satchel Paige really believed they should have been the first to break the color barrier. But Branch Rickey of the Brooklyn Dodgers was looking for a man not only of color but also of character, of academic excellence, and that was Jackie Robinson out of UCLA. And an individual that could withstand the racial slurs that would come his way during that difficult time.
Yeah, it's just very knowledgeable and very impressive to go there and to see about our history of baseball. If you like baseball, you need to go if you're ever here.
I've been there a couple of times with family.
Yeah, a gentleman named Bob Kendrick was our tour guide as we went through there, and he explained a lot of the artifacts there. But one of the impressive things that I saw was that the first night game ever was in 1929 here in Kansas City, and they put big lights on the back of a flatbed truck, and and because the people all worked during the day, they couldn't draw crowds. But when they started having night games, they were getting 40,000 people per night. But then the players had problems because, I mean, even nowadays with the modern lights you have problems, but imagine those lights were about 30 feet off the ground and they were in center field and all over, and the players said they lost the ball all the time. But in the first big league game then was 1935. That was between the Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals at Crosley Field, where they got lights there.
They used to play at Old Muehlbach Field and Blues Field, which later became Municipal Stadium here in Kansas City. And then, of course, Royal Stadium was developed in the early 1970s. This beautiful facility that is shared in the same acreage with Arrowhead Stadium, where the NFL Chiefs play. Rodriguez with a leadoff single. Mathis popped up, and the count is 0-2 on Gary Matthews Jr. Hit back to Bannister. They've got one, and they will not get Gary Matthews as the throw pulls Glode off the bag. Good slide by Sean Rodriguez.
Looks like Callaspo couldn't quite get the handle on it. High throw, couldn't get the grip on it. Almost threw it away. Glode's got a good glove.
Yeah,
that was a nice play there. Keep Matthews from going to second base.
It's like a hockey goalie there, trying to recover and leap to get the puck that's going towards the goal. Ibar takes it outside. Eric's been outstanding on the road, and our Corona Extra, the official sponsor of the timeout, His baseball hero is his teammate Vladimir Guerrero, and his biggest influence, my brother Willie. Willie Ibar, last year played a little bit with Tampa. He's also been with the Dodgers and Atlanta in the past. But it's when Eric Ibar was called up, the first guy to take him to lunch, to take him out, dine, and teach him the major league ropes was Vladimir Guerrero.
Pretty good role model to have.
Base hit right field. Matthews turns second, goes to third, and the Angels, much like the first inning, have something cooking. They've got him on the corners, but with 2 out.
Okay, Bannister and Miguel Olivo, they're a little bit nervous about the Angel running game, and they should. The Angels are first in the league in stolen bases, but they have a running game that usually makes the pitcher a little nervous. Bannister, however, he is a good athlete, fields his position well, gets the ball home quickly, and with runners on first base, his times home are pretty quick. So, all that said, let's see if Mike Scioscia sends Ibar here with Big Daddy up. I would doubt it.
Yeah, you know what? It almost seems like Vladdy's beginning to get it going.
Yeah, you don't want to get thrown out at second base and leave Vladdy at the plate.
I know we say Guerrero is overdue, but he is. I mean, he has never gone 5 straight games without a hit. That's been in a recent stretch. And his late hits, Rex, have been to center field, to right field, and he just powered a triple off the right center field wall. So he's letting the ball get deeper again.
Right, deeper towards the catcher's glove. And so that's a good sign he's waiting longer. See, Bannister, he still thinks Ibar is going to take off, but with a good throwing catcher and a guy who throws it home, it's too much to risk early in this game for Ibar to attempt to steal to get into second base when Vladdy could score him with a gapper or a homer.
Guerrero with just 3 home runs, hit 2 early and then hit 1 last week when the Angels were on their homestand against Oakland. Angels have won 3 straight to hold the lead in the West by 1 over Oakland. Oakland is hosting Baltimore tonight. One and 2.
Okay, Bannister, they're coming inside. A little bit of a sinking fastball.
That one bounces in the dirt, read nicely by Ibar. The throw will not get him, and Matthews has to hold at third base. So the Angels have a second and third situation with 2 out.
That's a nice read by Ibar. I'll tell you, Olivo did a great job of keeping it in front of him and then almost throwing him out. Okay, this was a tough pitch to block. Weren't sure where it was going to go. He squared it up. Look at, by the time he got to that ball, he almost threw out Ibar, who got a good jump on the ball in the dirt. But the throw was up, allowed him to slide underneath the legs of Grzelcyk. Now a lousy single will help Adenhart again, like the Angels did in his Major League debut. They came back and scored and took him off the hook.
Guerrero really off that plate. They're going to come inside, and Vlad gets it in the air, right side. Grzelcyk will make the squeeze in shallow right field, and the inning is over. The Angels lead 2 in the third.
Honey?
Yeah?
Who's Misty?
Unfortunately, some things don't stay in Vegas. Come to the track. It's more fun and less trouble.
Come to Hollywood Park this Friday night for great racing. First post 7:05. There's dollar beers, hot dogs, and sodas. Then after the race is a free concert with Led Zeppelin. Come play with us at Hollywood Park.
Every day, millions of people choose to do the right thing.
there's an insurance company that does that too. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I got a certain little girl, she's on my mind. No doubt about it, she looks so fine. She's the best girl that I ever had. Sometimes you're gonna make me feel so bad. Hush, hush, thought I heard it coming. Hush, hush, I need the loving and I'm not to blame now.
Wiener Schnitzel, the world's most wanted wiener. Make room, folks. Big wiener deal coming through, and it's bringing a tiny price tag with it. $2.99 gets you an original chili dog, 2 corn dogs, and a drink. The big wiener deal is here. Grab yours today.
All right, let's check out Adenhart in the first inning. Another good inning, good running fastball. We saw it. Now, he threw mainly fastballs. Didn't hardly throw anything. In the second inning, he stays on the fastball kick, and he walked in. Good fastball to Olivo. He knocked Nick Road, knocked one in, so there's 2 runs now. There's the curveball. A little bout of wildness got in there. Now, Mike Butcher's saying, okay, keep everything down.
And he did there. And the leadoff batter, Gruzadlanek, grounds out to the shortstop, Eric Ibar.
You notice all the first ball swinging going on.
Yeah.
They definitely know that Adenhart's trying to get that fastball established. And, you know, as far as the 95 reports on him, I haven't seen that in the majors so far. Now, granted, all the scoreboard radar gun reads and the TV reads aren't always exactly right. You know, hitters can tell, you know, if a guy's throwing 92 or 96. Believe me, there's a difference.
It's got to be a little more difficult to throw 95 when you're 21 and a little tense playing in the major leagues.
Yeah, that's a nice little off-speed pitch there. He took something off at 88. Good pitch for strike one. Now, I'm sure Mike Butcher told him, look, Nick, you're going to have to mix up your pitches here. This is a team that's last in the league in scoring runs, so it's a perfect matchup for Adenhart. There's a good curve over. So now the change up and curve in consecutive pitches for strikes. That's what he needs to establish.
So at his first 2 major league starts, he's been outstanding in the first. Second inning, faced 9 in his big league debut, and then faced 7 in his last second inning. The 0-2 pitch in there, strike 3 called, and DeJesus has gone looking for the second time tonight.
Okay, Adenhart back on the beam again. Let's check out the strikeout with this 2-seamer. Look at that. That was a nice firm pitch on a perfectly located ball, part of the plate, right on the inside part. Okay, looked like his balance is good. He's out over that front foot there. But he threw 2 pitches, change-ups and curves for strikes to start the last batter off with.
Well, in the second inning, he got 2 outs with 3 pitches. Then it took Adenhart 18 more pitches to get the final out of that second inning. By that time, he had given up a couple of runs. Now facing the dangerous Billy Butler. Billy Butler, one of the top young hitters in this Kansas City organization. They feel as high about this kid as they do about the offensive capability of Alex Gordon, former first-round pick out of Nebraska. One from the right side, one from the left. Butler takes low.
You know, it's just you want to be able to try to work ahead the best way you can. It's not an easy gig to do, but in order to have success, you must pitch ahead to get some early strikes and then get the hitter to swing out of the zone. But if you're not behind, see, now he shook once. Irvin Santana, I talked to Mathis on the bus trip home. He said he only shook him off about 3 times. Adenhart, he's shaking a little bit here, shaking off Mathis.
Lays to left field. It's over the head of Gary Matthews. Butler around first base and races to second. And that's a double with 2 out in the 3rd inning.
Maybe he just better let Mathis call the game.
Yeah.
Just stay with Mathis. Mathis has a little more experience. He knows the hitters a little bit more. So the kid's shaking him off like that, you know, I'm not sure that's the right way to go. Because he obviously shook off the off-speed pitch, and there he gave him a cookie on the inner half. And Butler, who's known to hit the ball to the opposite field, was able to turn that one around.
And now lefty Alex Gordon flied out to right field. Got good wood on the offering and fouls this one off strike one. He ripped it in the right center alley, but Vlad Guerrero had him played nicely and went over and picked it off for the second out. Then a walk to Tien, a double to Olivo, and a double by Glode made it 2-0. Alex Gordon has a stiff front leg when he's standing at the plate. He'll bend the back one. He's got a lot of weight on his back rather than centered over the plate.
He's gonna transfer that weight. Sometimes guys like to really sit back on that back leg and then use the front leg. See how he's kind of rocking a little bit. He's got a little bit of rhythm going with his legs. So he's distributing the weight evenly. That's a foul ball. They're really looking for some production out of this guy, Gordon. Okay, he's been keeping his batting average pretty decent, though, early in this season. He's coming in at 271 here, but his run production hasn't been very good over the last 10 games. So they're hoping that he can kind of shorten his swing a little bit. In this situation, 0-2, shorten it up and just try to get a base hit. Don't go for the long ball.
They got him out of the 3-hole tonight and moved him down in the order to number 5 behind Butler. Butler now at second base. Adenhart with a favorable 0-2 count. And it is hit to left field. Matthews is over, leaps in, it's over his head. He misread that one and Butler scores. It's a double for Alex Gordon and a 3-0 Kansas City lead.
Adenhart with 2 outs just can't seem to find a way to put these guys away. Okay, now getting used to left field is been Matthews' biggest challenge, because the ball's going to slice a little bit more when a ball hits to left field because off a left-handed bat, because the spin's going to take him towards the line. The ball was hit a little bit harder than Matthews thought. Couldn't make up for it.
Mark Tien walked his first time up. Ball 1.
I asked Gary about playing both right and left field this year, and he says it's a huge adjustment. He says because the balls are moving towards the lines. In center field, it's a truer flight. I'm not making excuses for him, but it's a different play than it is in center field. And last night we didn't see any wind, but tonight there's some wind whipping to left field.
In the air, center field. Torrey Hunter going back, still going back, up against the wall, pulls it down. And Tien with a ride, but KC scores just 1 in the 3rd to take a 3-0 lead on the kid, Nick Adenhart.
There's nothing like being at the ballpark to take in a baseball game. But if you can't be there, watching it in HD is the next best thing. FSN HD will bring you 75 Angels telecast this season. The hits, the misses, real time, and extremely slow. The color of baseball, all brought to you in beautiful high definition. Angels baseball on FSN HD. Contact your cable or satellite provider for channel listings.
$5 foot long. $5 foot long. Let's keep cashing on.
To say thanks for making Subway footlongs famous, get any piled high regular footlong for just $5. $5 footlongs. Hurry, a celebration this great won't last long.
At Subway.
Beautiful photos from the Negro League Museum, downtown Kansas City. Those are some of the Kansas City Monarchs and some of the Pittsburgh Crawfords, which was a great baseball team back in Pennsylvania that won a lot of Negro League championships. And there's the old KC Monarchs calf. get to Kansas City, you've got to go visit it. They not only have the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, but they also have the Jazz Museum right next door. Here is Casey Kochman to lead things off in inning number 4. Casey 0 for 1 with a ground out.
I went next door to take a peek at that Jazz Museum. It was pretty good. Don't get me started. Louis Satchmo Armstrong, man, he's awesome. Ella Fitzgerald, all the pioneers in that industry.
And Rex, there were some second guesses that thought Kochman should have been walked in the 9th inning and to try for the double play against Torrey Hunter, but then you're putting extra base runners on. Jimmy Gobble was 1 for 14 against left-handed batters. It was just a good at-bat by Casey.
Right, he picked the first pitch.
And he dumps one into right field here, and Kochman 1 for 2 in the game. It's Aflac trivia time as we see the fountains in Kansas City out beyond left field. Satchel Paige won 147 games in the Negro Leagues for second all-time. Who has the most? And once again, just reading Satchel Paige's autobiography, the records were not well kept back then, and Satchel Paige would play in different leagues on different days and drive from city to city to play pickup games. And he said, hey, I may have had 250 wins. There's a shot to left field, and that's a fair ball. Kochman races around second and heads to third. Dino Ebel will hold him there, and it's the 10th double for Torrey Hunter.
Torrey's living right. You hit a ball like that, lands on the chalk, you like it. That's exactly what you say. Must be going good. He's talking to it. Got a little top hand on it, starting to hook, but you know what? That ball laid fair. Third base umpire Larry Vanover on the call. Made a good call. Now let's see, with nobody out, if they can rough up Bannister.
Bannister's been roughed up of late. Last 3 starts, he's allowed 14 runs in 14 2/3 innings. But he is one of their best pitchers. Hit well, right field and deep. Tee and back at the wall, and this game is tied at 3.
Couple bloops and a blast. And Garrett Anderson now is homered for the 2nd night in a row. Here he comes early in May. That'll help the youngster Adenhart out. Bats to the rescue. Garrett Anderson didn't mess around. He's looking for something out over. You got it. And once you hit a home run to win a game, you got that sweet feeling. You got a little confidence, a little mojo working for you the next day. And Garrett got that tie game for Adenhart.
Torrey Hunter and Garrett Anderson might go back and visit the Negro Leagues Museum again. It brought them some good fortune as they went to view it today. Come here, Torrey gets a double, and GA goes deep.
Yeah, too bad Sean Figgins isn't in the lineup.
I know.
He was with those guys too. Darren Oliver, we'll see what he's got to do today. But it's, you know, that whole day, and we're showing you a lot on the Negro League because this was our day to go. And it was a very motivating and an inspirational trip.
Now Brandon Wood. Wood swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. Bannister has been having a tough time with lefties. All 5 of the home runs he's allowed this year have been to left-handed batters. Gave up 3 in his last game, including a grand slam to Josh Hamilton.
Well, the wind was blowing 30 miles an hour. Okay, so in Texas, there's not a lot of pitchers that go there not get hurt. And that's a launching pad. When that wind's blowing in at 30, that means it's blowing out at 45 because it hits the back of the stadium and pushes the ball out. So Bannister was a victim of the weather too.
Right now there is a wind about 20 miles an hour that's crossing over from the right field foul pole towards the left field foul pole. And we understand it's bringing in some bad weather. But they say the rain should show up after the ball game. That's what the forecast is, but tomorrow is another story. That's getaway day. The Angels heading to Tampa after that.
And for the only time the Angels come here, that presents a potential problem if they can't get that game in tomorrow.
Brandon Wood, left center field. David DeJesus gives way to Joey Gathright and makes the catch for the very first out of the 4th inning. The Angels have 3 on the board and a 3-run home run by Garrett Anderson. The inning started with Kochman singling to right, Hunter doubling to left, and then Bannister, the first pitch he threw Garrett, he sent it over the wall in right center, just barely grazed the back of the wall, and Tian tried to climb it for the catch. Yeah, they had some really bad weather last Thursday night in the northern suburbs, some tornadoes, and it's been bad in this area. Nick Adenhart now back even. How about this? Sean Rodriguez 2 for 2.
He's got a chance to get some regular at-bats and get a little timing down.
He's in for Sean Figgins, who's still day-to-day with that right hamstring problem, and Howie Kendrick still not ready. He went 5 innings yesterday and said it's feeling a lot better, but there's still a dull pain there, so they're holding Howie Kendrick back at Rancho Cucamonga.
As much as these guys want to play, there's no way Socia wants to jeopardize the rest of the season as much as they need him.
Yeah, the kid was only hitting .500.
Yeah, it's better off. Ooh, man, I tell you, a good throw gets Rodriguez now. Alfredo Griffin, I'm sure he's going to tell the kid, hey, look, now we've got a little rally going in this inning here. Let's not be too careless on the bases. But he's getting too big a secondary lead. But this is a good to see. He's going 3 crow hops off the base. A little bit too much. See, and you see the different gyrations that Bannister will do. A lot of guys move their heads. He'll hold it, you know, change his hold times. Anything to kind of disrupt the jump that Rodriguez could get. And he tried to hit and run last time Rodriguez was out there with Mathis, and Mathis popped it up to the catcher.
And Mathis pops it up again to the catcher or the first baseman. And it's going to be Olivo who takes care of it for the second out.
Olivo, good thrower. We're going to show you it again. Exmo, look at Ross Glode. Rodriguez just barely got back in there again.
Hey Rex, just to finish off that Howie Kendrick, do you think Mike is also a little concerned about going to Tampa with Howie with that artificial surface on the hamstrings?
Oh, absolutely, and also Sean Figgins.
Yeah.
You know, just going to have to. You know, the Angels, they're doing extremely well with the amount of injuries they have. I mean, they're still clicking along pretty good. So there's really no need to rush these guys back now and risk the potential injury of a hamstring, which is something that could nag you for months.
Well, it is amazing what they have done already without John Lackey, without Kelvin Escobar, now without Howie Kendrick the last month. Meiser Turris, Sean Figgins, and Dustin Mosley also out with injuries. Here's Gary Matthews Jr. again. But as Mike Socia said, yeah, that's all well and good. We have depth, but I'd frankly rather have depth at AAA.
That's right, and that's a phone call away. But they've got some guys on the bench here that can contribute and are helping the Angels win.
Matthews takes a strike, and it's 0-2. Gary singled his first time up, reached on a fielder's choice his last at bat in the third, but was left stranded. Bannister's given up 3 in the 4th on a 3-run home run by Garrett Anderson. In there, strike 3 called, and Matthews is out. So are the Angels, but they tie the game on Garrett Anderson's 4th home run of the year.
Hey, Koch let it off. Nice base hit. Torrey dropped one down the line, second and third, and GA cleans the plate and all the bases with it.
Everything okay, Carl?
I'm winning, right?
Yeah, but the other drivers think Aflac sponsorship's giving you an advantage.
Well, if you're sick and you can't work, Aflac pays cash fast to help keep you in the race.
I know, but they see it a little differently. I taught him that.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Do you crave a driving experience unlike any other? It's here, only at Audi Mission Viejo. As Orange County's only exclusive Audi dealership, we offer a one-of-a-kind buying experience. The reason we outsell all our local competitors? It's simple. We're Audi experts. And of course, with our volume comes our competitive pricing, especially on Audi's top-selling A4. So if you're ready to redefine your best experience ever, visit Audi Mission Viejo today, I-5 at Avery Parkway or at AudiMV.com.
I need you. I need you every single day and I want you. I want you every single way and I need you. I need you every single day and I want you. I want you every single way and it's love. It's love. It's love. It's la 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 la. It's love. It's love. It's love. It's la 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 la. It's love.
Catch Angels live after the game on FSN West.
3-3 ball game here in Kansas City. Our Aflac trivia question. Satchel Paige won 147 games in the Negro Leagues for second all-time. Who has the most? And the answer is Bullet Joe Rogan, of course, 151. And yes, he played for the Monarchs.
Yep, I couldn't get his name.
Satchel was still the very best. I think he was the best pitcher of all time. He pitched with Kansas City A's in 1965 against the Red Sox, and they say he was in his 50s. But I read his autobiography, and there are 3 different dates that signify his birth date. So as he was asked so many times, how old are you, Satchel? And his answer was, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? Good answer. It's all about attitude. Nick Adenhart now in the bottom of the 4th inning, pitching to Miguel Olivo, who knocked a double in an RBI and scored a run back in number 2. There's a breaking ball that misses down low. And Rex, you hear about all the struggles that some of the black athletes had in Major League Baseball, not only breaking the color barrier, but getting their due. Satchel Paige, one of the very best. That ball cracked to left field for a base hit. Matthews cuts it off and brings it to second base. But Rex, Charlie Finley, who has a lot of critics here in Kansas City because he moved the Kansas City A's to Oakland. Did you know that Charlie Finley helped Satchel Paige get his baseball pension? And for that, we thank him.
That's great. I like Satchel Paige's comments, like you mentioned about his age, but he had a teammate named Cool Papa Bell who was an extremely fast runner. He said Cool Papa Bell is so fast, when he hits the light switch off at night, he's already under the covers before the lights go out.
That's fast. Olivo was going, but the ball fouled off as Kansas City tried to get a little creative here in the 4th inning.
So let's see how Adenhart does now. The Angels, it's a new game for him. Okay, the offense is very strong for the Angels, and now they've tied it up for Adenhart. Let's see if he can try to stay down with the ball and maybe roll him a ground ball double play here.
He's been a little different from the stretch, and he has left the ball up in the strike zone from the stretch. Glode, who doubled his last time up, now down in the count 0-2.
Okay, curveballs down, changeups down. Off the plate, nothing too good, 0-2. There you go.
Kochman has it, fair ball, moving to second, Miguel, and out at first is Glode, so 1 down.
Okay, good pitch there. It was down out of the zone. Glode just hit a bad ball. Kauffman bouncing off that bag. Good feet. Was able to get the easy out.
KC had a 3-0 lead. Angels came right back on Garrett Anderson's 3-run home run to tie it in the 4th. Now the Royals trying to reclaim the lead. KC does not have a potent offense. Adenhart checks the runner and brings it home, and it misses. The Royals, Rex, are in a stretch where in 23 games they've scored 2 runs or less 12 times. And the Royals, of course, just 2-10 in those 12 games. They're dead last in runs scored this year, dead last in home runs in the American League.
The Royals are hitting .282 as a team with runners in scoring position.
On his hands.
Pretty good location there.
Callaspo walked his first time up. Adenhart trying to battle through this fourth now that the Angels have come back to tie it. You know, it's amazing where you get the support when you lay an egg in your major league debut, and Nick did that, but Chris Buchek patted him on the back and said, as bad as your game was, mine was worse. And then he got the best phone call from his father, and his dad just left a message saying, hey son, I couldn't be more proud of you seeing you in a major league uniform. That's all he said. Olivo going to third. There's the throw, and he's out at third. And Mathis again picking up the pitching staff.
Okay, a little mental mistake there by Olivo. I'm not sure he understands the athleticism of Mathis. He makes his play off balance like a shortstop does on a slow roller. Watch him. He's off balance. And he threw it before we could even get it in the frame. But watch him here. Look at that. He throws off his right foot. Perfect feed to Wood. And a potential run is gunned down again by Mathis.
And you don't think Adenhart's breathing a sigh of relief, and he'll probably be patting Jeff on the back when this inning is over.
Well, he needs to get through the inning. He's been having a hard time finishing these guys off. They've scored 3 runs off him, and they've all been with 2 outs.
In the second inning, after 2 outs, back-to-back doubles by Olivo and Glode. Then in the third inning, after 2 outs, back-to-back doubles by Butler and Gordon. And Callaspo now walks for the second time. That's 3 walks in the game by Nick Adenhart. And kids, now's your chance to join the 2008 Junior Angels Kids Club presented by FSN West. Junior Angels Kids Club members receive 3 free game ticket vouchers, an exclusive Guerrero button-down mesh jersey, a fast pass for kids run the bases, and much, much more. It's an $85 value for just $18. Log on to angelsbaseball.com and sign up to be a Junior Angels Kids Club member today. Callaspo does have good speed. He might be going with 2 out, and Gathright more of a singles hitter up, where they give Joey a lot of room in right center. I mean, a ton.
Yeah, but you know, that's what you do. You go ahead and stay to your strengths if you're Adenhart. That's fastballs. Try to stay down in the zone, take your chances. But Gathright, he's not a pull hitter, so they're going to play him that way. Tendencies are that he shoots the ball to left. But Adenhart, he threw just 57 pitches in his debut. Now he's got 67 pitch coming right here. And I've been impressed with his off-speed pitches. He looks like he has command with his changeup and curveball, which is important at this level. But I have not seen that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You know, that's all we've been hearing about him. But we'll wait and see. But I mean, I haven't seen him line up the radar gun.
I think we've got to give him a break just because it's his second big league start. He might be a little tense.
Well, with 68 pitches thrown, you'd think he's good and loose.
Yes, indeed. A 2-1 count now. Have you heard certain stories of things the pitchers have done, big league debuts, some of the challenges that they've been through, and how they got through them and how they finally settled down?
Oh, certainly, Fizz. We don't have enough time to tell all those.
Line drive base hit left field. Again, 2 outs been a real trouble for Nick, trying to close out an inning.
He's so young, and we've only seen him just a little bit of time. And so far, he's having a difficult time putting guys away. Now, see, he didn't even stride, did Gathright. He just took his hands and went right to the ball and hit it where he normally does, there in left field. And courtesy of Miguel Olivo. There's no run scored as Olivo got thrown out trying to steal third on a wild pitch.
Now Mark Gruzidlanek, ball one. He's gotten Gruzidlanek twice on ground balls, once on a comebacker to Nick that he fielded in the first inning and threw on to Casey Kochman. Then first pitch swinging in the third, got him on a grounder to shortstop Eric Ibar. Two and 0 count. At second base.
Okay, now Gruzidlanek, he's looking for the fastball here. You're not ahead 2-0. Veteran hitter up there. He's saying, okay, I know you can throw a strike with your fastball. Anything else I'm going to spit on.
To right field, Vlad Guerrero races over and pulls it down, and that turns back the KC rally in the fourth inning. It's a 3-3 ball game, Angels and Royals at Kauffman Stadium.
When you're ready for fun, Southwest Airlines has your fare. Fly to lots of fun places nationwide for as low as $59 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Oh, by the way, Mike, watching the games is so much better now that I got my new LCD flat screen from Howard's.
Oh, I get all my plasmas from Howard's. The prices on the plasmas, unbeatable.
So are the prices on LCDs.
I like the plasmas.
I like the LCDs.
Plasmas.
LCDs.
Plasma.
LCD.
LCD.
All right, that does it, Sosha. You're out of here.
Hey, relax. They're both great.
Touch here. Can't feel the immediate response as you paddle shift your way through the 6 speeds. That's because there's only one place to experience the race-inspired IS. Your Lexus dealer. Where you can lease the 2008 IS 250 for $349 a month for 36 months with $3449 due at signing.
The faster you get here, the sooner we can cook it.
Top of the fifth inning, we come to you from Kansas City, Missouri. The Royals and Angels are tied at 3, and Brian Bannister back on the hill to face Eric Ibar, Vladimir Guerrero, and Casey Kochman. Bannister made one bad mistake to Anderson. He launched a 3-run home run, and that tied the game.
Adenhart hung in there that inning. Didn't give up a run.
And the Angels will see Kansas City's very best tomorrow night in Zach Greinke. Jared Weaver will be on the hill for the Halos. Angels have sent their 2 best at back-to-back nights. Joe Saunders and Irvin Santana both got wins, and they're now 6-0 since 1920. Only 8 pairs of teammates have started 6-0, and Saunders and Santana have joined that group of 8. Bannister's pitch, and Ibar takes a strike. Count is even, 2-2. Rolls that ball foul.
Thing about facing a hitter like Ibar for a pitcher, it's tough because, you know, even though Ibar has got a little pop and he does swing hard occasionally, he's still a contact hitter. And guys like that throw fits because they're going to hit balls off the plate. You know, he's got a little free swing in him, hit balls away that aren't exactly on the plate, so it makes him tough to get out.
Gruzidlanek should take care of this one. He does. 1 out. Well, one of the ambassadors of the old Negro Leagues was Buck O'Neill, and just a tremendous gentleman, passed away in October of 2006. But it was a delight seeing him. He was always here in Kansas City at a Royals game. and they have a seat here. And if a member of the Kansas City community does a great job and efforts in a charitable way or working with young people in the community, they allow him to sit in the Buck O'Neil seat. And the gentleman who is there tonight, well, he just did leave. They identified him up on the big board, and then he, I guess, went up and got some peanuts or Cracker Jack.
See if Big Daddy can Cracker Jack one out of here.
There
now.
you go.
2-0. Good hitting count.
Glad tripled in the first and popped up in the third. That's low and outside. Just low, and Guerrero works the walk. First base on balls issued by Brian Bannister tonight. And it's time for our Land Rover legendary performances. How about Mr. Buck O'Neil? Played 12 seasons with the Kansas City Monarchs. First black coach in the major leagues with the Chicago Cubs back in 1962. It's amazing that they broke the color barrier in the late 40s, but still it wasn't until 62 that there was a black coach in the major leagues. Of course, the first black manager, Frank Robinson, the Cleveland Indians. So Casey Kochman comes up. He singled and got that fourth inning rally started for the Angels, followed by a Torrey Hunter double and then the 3-run home run by Garrett Anderson. This is game number 4 of this series between the Angels and Royals, and right now the Halos have a 2-1 edge. They lost the first in the year-long series and won the next 2. Kochman trying to flare one to center field. On comes Gathright. It'll drop, and Casey 2 for 3.
Okay, both of those balls not hit squarely, but didn't matter. They both dropped in. It's not how hard you hit them, it's where you hit them. That was perfect. Kochman, good level swing again. Got it in on his hands just a little bit. If he hits it any harder, it's an out. The Angels with one out here got some guys on. See what Torrey Hunter can do.
And Kochman, who started the night 3rd in the American League in batting, may have moved past Joe Mauer of the Minnesota Twins. Victor Martinez leads the AL at 347. And here is Hunter with 2 on and 1 out, and Hunter goes to right field. Tian races over into the corner. He'll make the catch. Tagging at second is Guerrero, and Vlad goes to third, but Kochman stays put at first base with 2 out.
Okay, the Angels, they're hitting .311 with runners in scoring position this year, which is a good number. Anything over 300 is good. They're making, pretty good contact with runners out there. And so Garrett Anderson, he came in hitting only .206, but that's going to change here with his hits lately.
Garrett Anderson responsible for all 3 runs. He's now driven in 16 this year.
When he gets in a groove, he's like a lot of hitters. The ball looks big. See if Bannister has anything else to offer him besides his fastball.
He whacks that one foul, man. He was ready for that. Way out in front.
You see the catcher, Olivo? He was sitting right up underneath Garrett's armpit. I mean, he wanted that one high and tight, but Bannister might be a little leery now as Garrett pulled that one foul. See where he's sitting? He wants it way in there. Garrett showing some quick hands. They might try some other spot. He's hot right now.
Ground ball, base hit through the hole right side, and the Angels take their first lead of the night. Now the ball gets by Tian, and the runners will advance. Kochman goes to third, and Anderson to second base, but GA has driven in all 4 Angel runs tonight.
Okay, he's a hot hitter. Got to be careful with him if you're Bannister now. It's not Garrett Anderson of a few days ago before they came in here. This is how quickly these guys change. They get hot and cold in a matter of at-bats. And Garrett, when he was going bad a week ago, that ball's caught and it's an out. And the inning's over. And Tian forgot something. Gets the runners over there to second and third. Now Brandon Wood has a chance to pad the lead a little bit here.
They're starting to stir in that Kansas City bullpen. I mean, Bannister has allowed 10 hits. Last night, Brandon Wood capped the end of that 9th inning as Mike Soch and Rick Smith, the trainer, have gone out to look at Casey Kochman. Not sure if they like the way he was running, man. The Angels have enough guys on the infirmary right now with the injuries. And here is Brandon Wood. Wood hit his first of the year, his second in his major league career last night, into the Angels bullpen. A single now makes it a 6-3 ball game. Strike one.
When you don't have an overpowering fastball, you better make sure you put it where you want it. That was a good pitch to start him out with away. But he wants to get ahead if he can. That's the pitch that Bannister has struggled with in his last 3 outings, that slider. He generally overall has very good mechanics, this young pitcher here.
His father, Floyd, was quite a pitcher, won 134 big league games, and a former first overall pick back in 1976. Royals have Mayhay already warming up, and we are just in the 5th inning. Angels have taken a 4-3 lead. The 2-1 pitch to Brandon Wood. He chases that one, and it goes to 2-2. And Father Floyd made 16 relief appearances for the Angels back in 1991 when Brian was just 10 years old. He wears his dad's number 19.
There's several players out here that their dads were big leaguers.
Yep. That bounces in the dirt. No advance by Kochman or by Garrett Anderson. Of course, Gary Matthews Jr., his dad. Sarge Sr. played a lot of years with the Phils and the Chicago Cubs.
Darren Oliver. Spire. And also Pena, the shortstop here.
Yeah, Darren Oliver's dad, Bob, played for the Kansas City Royals. Very good first baseman.
Right.
First grand slam ever struck by a Royal was by Bob Oliver.
Woody looking for a mistake here, 3-2.
Slaps it towards third. Gordon cuts it off. His throw is in the dirt, but picked nicely by Glode, and the inning is over. But the Angels get a run on an RBI single by Garrett Anderson.
Tonight on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Red Sox closer Jonathan Papelbon on his acting debut.
Hey, I gotta start somewhere, man.
Plus guest hosts Gary Payton and David Wells. Tonight at 11 on Best Damn.
I'm almost done.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
This Friday, go to
She's a wily temptress. They tempt in a wily fashion.
What Happens in Vegas. Rated PG-13.
The perils of sloppy food. If only they ordered my spicy chicken bites. Juicy pieces of white meat chicken covered in a spicy crispy batter and served with buttermilk ranch dipping sauce. Great for people on the go.
Warp speed.
I am your idea. Color me. Get me noticed. Make me shout. And stand out. Give me Rico color. That always works. I am your idea. Make me brighter. Make me shine. I am your idea. Get me in there. Make it happen. In flying colors. It's you and me, and here we go. With Rico.
Let the drama kick die.
It can find you an uncrowded highway or a crowded club. Introducing the Acura TSX. A new generation has arrived.
Angels with a 4-3 lead over Kansas City, and you're going to have to come out to the ballpark on May 12th because it's the Angels against the Chicago White Sox and Torrey Hunter bobblehead night, courtesy of FSN West. Don't miss your chance to take home this hand-painted bobblehead doll of Torrey Hunter diving to make yet another great catch. Log on to angelsbaseball.com and purchase your tickets for May 12th. Torrey Hunter bobblehead doll night. And Torrey saying, hey, that's me. Check out the way it moves.
He likes to smile on it.
Yeah, bobble. Nice and smooth shave. Line drive center field. On comes Hunter to make the catch. And that's the first out of the 5th inning. Rex, I was going to ask you about Nick Adenhart. You know, you get to the 5th inning, you have the lead, you're eligible for a victory. Is the 5th inning the toughest for a young pitcher?
Well, you know, every inning's been tough for Adenhart except for his first innings. He's had 1, 2, 3 innings in his first inning only twice. And he hasn't retired he hadn't had a 1, 2, 3 inning since. So I would say that just to get through this inning is going to be a plus for Adenhart.
Well, he's got the first man out. It hasn't been the first man or the first 2 men. It's been what happens after 2 out.
You know, in the spring, we saw him in spring training, and I saw a little more depth to his curveball. It was a little slower, a little bigger break. I haven't seen that curveball here. There's one there kind of bounced in front. But without his 94, 95 mile an hour fastball that we haven't seen, he becomes just a regular type of pitcher where he's really got to use his experience, which is not much, to try to get these big league hitters out.
The Angels are warming Darren Oliver down in the Halo bullpen, the left-hander.
Their radar gun on their scoreboard says 90, and so does ours. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a solid major league pitch. But hitters, they can tell you the difference.
And Billy Butler walks with 1 out.
Okay, and there's a little bit of body language right there by Adenhart. He's young, so it's hard to expect him to carry himself like some of these veterans we see. But this is going to be a tough inning for him here. He's going to have to grind his way through it. Soch would like to see the kid get through the inning and potentially record a W, but this game's far from over.
Well, you've got 2 left-handers coming up now, and Alex Gordon and Mark Teahan. But you want to be able to let the kid get through the difficult times. How is he going to learn in the future?
That's right.
He's got 1 more start before John Lackey likely will be eligible to come off. He's already eligible to come off, but I mean, where they want John to pitch on Friday in a controlled environment in Arizona, and then maybe May 14th is the date they're shooting at for Lackey to start. Butler at first base. Two and 0.
That was his 80th pitch thrown. Now he's having some trouble commanding his off speed. There was a couple of changeups there that missed. Now he's given Gordon a good fastball count and a good fastball hitter here. Hopefully he'll keep it down and use his defense.
Way outside, 3 and 0.
Yeah, he's rushing a little bit. Okay, he's rushing out there. He knows that he wants to get through this inning here. And just seems to be rushing some. Now Kauffman went over and talked to him. Now Mathis is talking to him. I'm sure if he loses this guy, I don't know if he'll let him face Teahan. But there's Orlando Mercado with his hat off. That means he's ready.
Found the zone, 3 and 1. Nick Adenhart, just his 2nd major league start. He's very wild in his major league debut with 5 walks in 2 innings. He's walked 4 and 4 and a third of this one. Outside, ball 4, and now back-to-back walks to Billy Butler and Alex Gordon. And that's 5 for the game. And here comes Mike Socha, and he will make a change right here.
You know, he's going to keep an eye on the young guy Adenhart, and obviously his kid has a ways to go. A little bit better than last time. Okay, he's leaving with the lead, courtesy of Garrett Anderson. He's young and got plenty of time left.
Whoa. Hello there.
Wiener Schnitzel, the world's most wanted wiener. Make room, folks. Big wiener deal coming through. Original chili dog, 2 corn dogs, and a drink for a tiny $2.99. Hurry in.
They just gave it to me. Corner office with a flat screen TV and a fireplace. There's a lot of petty cash. And what the?
Your ring.
You can never have too much good stuff. AM, PM, too much good stuff. Live large with a pepper jack cheese sausage dog, just $1.29.
Dude, I'll call you back.
The Kawasaki Go Green sales event. Get the lowest payments of the year now.
FSN presents Angels Baseball, brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. See what's new at scforddealers.com. And by Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. Some of the artwork and sculptures and statues out at the Negro Leagues Museum, where they have the great players at each position representing their excellence. Nick Adenhart, meantime, one of the top pitching prospects in the Angels organization, now out of the game. Our In-N-Out Burger, who's in, who's out. Nick out, and Darren Oliver comes in. He was one of the Angels party who went over to visit the museum today, pitching in his 15th game, a 3.14 earned run average. And this is a veteran who knows how to get it done and handle these situations, and he comes on with 2 Royals on and just 1 out.
Well, if he performs anything like the other guys who attended the Negro League Hall of Fame Museum today, then he'll be good.
Yeah, because Garrett Anderson's driven in all 4 Angel runs with a 3-run home run and a single. Torrey Hunter went, he doubled. And Sean Figgins, unfortunately, not available because of his right hamstring. Figgy said, hey, if I'm able to run at all, I'm playing.
Okay, now the defense, they're spread out a little bit. Kochman, he's off of Gordon at first base. He made sure to let Darren Oliver know that, because with the left-handed batter up, it's important that the pitcher and the first baseman communicate. Let him know about getting over. There's a tendency to pull is great. Curveballs and fastballs, Oliver's features. He tries to spot the fastball on both corners. He does a pretty good job of it.
Oliver's first pitch, Tian takes outside, ball 1. Mark today has walked and scored on the double by Miguel Olivo and also fly to center field, but he's been tough against lefties. When Kansas City beat Cleveland this past weekend, Tian had 2 hits off CC Sabathia, pretty good left-hander. Tian checks his swing, and they say it caught the strike zone anyway, and he went, and it's a 1-1 count.
Okay, Tian, he looked at home plate umpire Mike Everett and said, hey, why don't you check Larry Vanover over there, third base? He's got a better angle. And you know what Everett said?
Don't need to.
That's a strike.
Well, he's got a 1-2 count now on Mark Tian.
See, you get a hitter to nibble on a pitch like that, the umpire calls it a strike. You go right back to the same pitch. And this one was a little bit wider, a little bit further out of the zone. And we'll see where Oliver comes now. Tian is pretty quick bat. He's going to come inside. You better make sure it's inside here. Well, 1-2 count, he's still ahead. Don't want to leave a mistake out over.
And he blows him away, and Darren Oliver with a big strikeout here in the 5th inning.
Perfectly located. That was a pitch up and away. Tian had an idea fastball was coming, but not there, and he couldn't catch it. Swung underneath it. Good job by Oliver, setting him up. Mathis.
So Miguel Olivo comes up, and he is 2 for 2 with a double and a single off Nick Adenhart, has scored a run and driven 1 home. Now has 10 RBIs this year. Valuable pickup from the Florida Marlins last year. Now they have a catcher who's battling John Buck for the lead role. In there, strike one.
Oliver's been extremely reliable since the second half of last season. Okay, the first half of last season, he struggled. He couldn't find the zone. He was walking guys that was hurting him. You know, when you come in to relieve, you're only in for an inning or so. You got to throw strikes. But he righted the ship. Mike Butcher said, look, your head is leaning a little bit too close to the third base side. Shoulders opening up. A lot of mechanical issues that he went through last year. But they got him fixed, and he's been fixed now since the second half of the year, spring training, and now
it's interesting, Rex, how a little head tilt can affect your pitches so much.
Well, when you tilt your head and you're a left-handed pitcher towards the third baseline, your tendency is going to fall that way, and it's going to leave your shoulder open, and you're going to miss high and away. You're not going to be exact with your command.
Oliver's 0-2. Miguel pumps it foul.
Okay, we'll check out Ollie now. We'll ISO him. See, he's got a little look there over the rubber. Broke his hands nicely. That's a good, nice, easy pitch. Good smoothness. And he's throwing to a guy who's hot right now. Olivo, fastball. So very careful with that fastball, especially with 0-2 count and 2 outs. Don't want to give up a base hit here. Cheap one. There you go.
Great pitch there by Oliver. Strikes him out. The throw to first records it. And Oliver comes out of the pen with 2 on, 1 out, and strikes out TN and Miguel Olivo. And the Angels out of trouble in the 5th.
Okay, you got a waste pitch when you're ahead 0-2, and there it was.
I've never driven a Ford in my life.
We knew that people who don't drive a Ford would be surprised by Ford. So we went to Windsor, California, from friend to friend, inviting real people to drive one.
Is that correct? Yes. The sync feature is one of my favorite features in the car. That's a really fun car to drive. There's ambient lighting for your moods. So if you no way! Yeah. Ford's definitely turned me into a believer. I actually think my next car is going to be a Ford Focus.
Now you can lease an 08 Focus SE for only $179 a month. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive one.
Did you miss your RV tax deduction this year? Well, don't miss it again, because that RV qualifies as a second home. From the mountains to the sea, most vacation destinations in Southern California are just 1 tank of gas away round trip. No standing in airport security lines. Your RV is your family's vacation condo, and your pet is always welcome. So whether you rent or buy from the world's largest RV shopping center, start having family fun now and get that RV tax deduction. Travelland USA, Sand Canyon off-ramp from the 5 or 405 freeways in Irvine.
I need you. I need you every single day, and I want you. I want you every single way, and I need you. I need you every single day, and I want you. I want you every single way, and it's love, it's love, it's love, it's la 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 la, it's love, it's love, it's love, it's la 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 la, it's love.
FSN presents Angels Baseball, brought to you by Rico. Move your ideas forward with Rico Dependability. And by Corona, official sponsors of the Timeout. Relax responsibly. Saw Homestead Gray in there. Chicago. I was talking to a Negro League player years ago who played for the Chicago team, and they said they outdrew the Chicago White Sox when the White Sox would leave town and the black Negro League players would play on the same field. They would outdrew them sometimes 2-1. Here is Sean Rodriguez to lead things off. 2 for 2, a pair of singles up the middle off Brian Bannister. Bannister has allowed the Angels 10 hits tonight and 4 runs. All 4 have been driven in by Angels outfielder and designated hitter Garrett Anderson. It's a season high 10 hits he's allowed. He gave up 9 hits to the A's back on April 18th. That's part of the stretch he's been in. Oakland, Cleveland, Texas, and now the Angels. He's allowed 18 runs in about the same amount of time, same amount of innings. And Sean Rodriguez swings and misses and strikes out.
It's a good slider there. A little quick break to it. That's all it takes is a little wrinkle sometimes to get it by the hitter. How about Detroit getting shut out again by the Boston Red Sox now? They've been shut out several times already this year, and I'm sure Jim Leyland, their skipper, is not too pleased.
5-0 the final score, and David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez went deep.
They had their 7th home runs, and Tim Wakefield picked up the W.
And right now, Detroit is 14-20. The team that many picked to win the Central, and they may still do that. Because the Central, nobody's running away with it. Minnesota has the lead, and they're only 2 over 500. But Jim Leyland, along with Dave Dombrowski, designated for assignment Jock Jones, who they signed as a free agent from the Cubs in the offseason.
They got high expectations there.
Cleveland, though, they're not shaking everybody up. They're 14-17, and they designated for assignment Jason Michaels. Hey, Cleveland got 3 runs, and they're taking the lead on the Yankees. That ball popped up by Jeff Mathis for the 3rd time, and he is out 0 for 3.
Wow. Jeff has every time up has hit the same ball.
Bannister trailing 4-3 in the 6th inning. Steve Physiok with Rex Hudler, and now Gary Matthews Jr. to dig in. Cleveland was down 3-2 to the New York Yankees in the 8th inning, and they've just taken a 5-3 lead in the top of the 8th. So the Tribe up on the Yanks. That was a great pitching matchup earlier with Carmona against Andy Pettit. Later tonight, Texas is at Seattle, and Baltimore is at Oakland. Other teams involving the American League West. Bannister with a 1-1 count to the Angels' Gary Matthews Jr. That's low. Boy, Oakland had an exciting win last night to beat Baltimore in Milbourne with a 10th inning game-winning hit. Outside.
Now, Dukeshire gets the start tonight against Kid Burris.
Down low, and Matthews works a 2-out walk. Just the 2nd issued by starting pitcher Brian Bannister of Kansas City. You know, the Angels have been winning a lot with their defense. But Rex, you take a look at the rest of the American League West. How about this? They have the 3 worst fielding teams. Texas has made 32 errors coming into tonight's play. Oakland has 27. Seattle has 26. Those are the 3 teams with the most errors in the American League.
It's a good sign if you're an Angel fan.
Ground ball, and it's Glow who nabs it, steps in the bag, inning over, and Ibar barely out of the batter's box. Angels lead 4-3 going to the bottom of number 6 in KC.
I've decided to hold my breath until I can find a more affordable healthcare plan. Oh, if I pass out, don't take me to the hospital. I haven't met my deductible yet.
We know health insurance isn't cheap, so we're offering new, more affordable plans. Call us or your broker to get a quote. Blue Shield.
I got a certain little girl, she's on my mind. No doubt about it, she looks so fine. She's the best girl that I ever had. Sometimes you're gonna make me feel so bad. Hush, hush, I need the loving and I'm not to blame now.
did a great job working out of a difficult 5th inning jab, so he'll get the start here in the bottom of the 6th inning and have to face the bottom of the order, Ross Glode, Alberto Callaspo, and then back to the top of the order and Joey Gathright. Royals at one time led 3-0, scoring 2 in the 2nd inning and 1 in the 3rd, but the Angels came back with a 3-run home run from Garrett Anderson in the 4th, and Garrett knocked in the 4th run in the 5th. Glode takes strike 1. Barron's been pitching well. 7 of his last 8 outings are scoreless. He worked 2/3 of an inning on Sunday. Where you get good starts, all of a sudden you can rest your bullpen, you can help your offense, and the starting pitching has certainly been the key. John Garland on Saturday was terrific. Joe Saunders struggled but got his 6th win on Sunday, and Santana couldn't pitch much better. That trio, Rex, 6 runs in 22 innings. Very strong starting pitching. The last 3 by the Halos. KC had won 2 in a row before last night's loss. Pop up, foul territory. Jeff Mathis with a basket catch. Time for our Firestone leaderboard. The Negro League's all-time hits leaders: Oscar Charleston, 1,689, and one of our favorites, Cool Papa Bell, 1,561. I wonder how many were infield hits. Judd Wilson, Biz Mackey, and Turkey was number 5.
I don't know, but Cool Papa Bell, he said he stole 5 bases in one game and didn't get credited for it because the scorekeeper forgot the book at home. That's what I read about him. So imagine that. That's 5 more bags he could have had.
Ground ball short. Ibar backhands. Quick toss. Got him. Nice play to get Callaspo. And there's 2 out. Alberto didn't bust out of the gate. Maybe he knew that, hey, I played with Ibar before. I know I'm out.
No, you know what? I noticed that too. He's a little bit faster runner than that now. So he had a hard time coming out. Maybe he was watching the ball a little bit, but held up. I'll tell you what now, if there's a problem with guys not giving 100%, Trey Hillman, he will set them down rapidly, just like he did Jose Guillen. Last night he struck out, ball was dropped, and he walked back to the dugout, didn't run it out to first.
Guillen not in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, so the manager Hillman here, he's a no-nonsense guy, and he loves the way the game's supposed to be played, and he's played all out 100%.
Well, here's a guy who will give you everything he has, Joey Gathright. Still absolutely raw talent, real blazer, one of the fastest guys in baseball, and he flips that one to center field, and Hunter is there to take care of it, and Oliver throwing up nothing but zeros. He's faced 5, retired all 5.
Wiener Schnitzel, the world's most wanted wiener. Make room, folks. Big wiener deal coming through. Original chili dog, 2 corn dogs, and a drink for a tiny $2.99. Hurry in.
Remember when a good guy just had to be able to build shelves? Yeah, well, let me tell you, those days are long gone. You need a good look, my man? Why don't you try a new cut and color at Supercuts? Oh, hi! Have we met? Supercolor, only at Supercuts. Every time. If reading bottles is your idea of a good time, read on, hotshot. If not, let a Supercut stylist tell you exactly what products you need for your hair. Oh, you want to know who you look like? My future boyfriend. Super products, only at Supercuts. Every time.
Here's the good news about Chevy Malibu from Weslow Son Chevrolet. It has the best coverage in America. Better than Toyota, better than Honda. And right now you can lease an 08 Malibu for $199.87 a month for 39 months. It's our Chevy MVP of MPG, one of 7 models that offer an EPA estimated 30 miles per gallon highway or better. Find out why Chevy Malibu is getting a whole lot of critical acclaim. Visit Weslow Son Chevrolet in San Juan Capistrano, an American revolution.
Cox 3, local like no other. To advertise in original local programming on Cox 3, call Cox Media.
Catch Angels live after the game on FSN West.
Angel fans, groups of 25 or more can save up to 40% off ticket prices on select home games. Bring your group to the ballpark for a custom theme night, group cap night, or one of the Angels' exciting group packages. Call 888-796-HALO and ask a ticket sales account executive for more information on group packages. Here's Vlad Guerrero fouling it off right side, strike one.
Okay, Bannister now a couple pitches away from that magic 100 mark.
This should be his last frame, and Vlad Guerrero goes gap right center field. Tian will not reach this one, and Vlad has his second extra base hit tonight, a triple and now a double.
Another good sign for Big Daddy Vladdy. Couple hits to the opposite field. That's going to do it. I'm telling you, he's about ready to come back now. There's a pitch down in the zone. Look at how controlled his swing was. Look at that swing, folks. His whole upper body wasn't out and pulled out. He used his hands there. That's the Big Daddy we're talking about. Good swing.
So the Angels would love to get a little insurance. They lead by just a run, 4-3 in the start of the 7th inning. Casey Kauffman 2 for 3 in the game. A pair of singles comes up and sends it to the right side. Does his job getting Guerrero at least to third base. With now one out where a fly ball or ground out can score him and give the Angels a 2-run edge.
Okay, good job there by Koch. He's looking for something to get him over. That's playing good team ball.
Now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam.
Oh, man, a nice frozen liner down the line. Since we're talking about the Coors Light Freeze Cam, freeze it on the line. You got it, Torrey Hunter. 10th double of the season.
That was the Frost Brew Coors Light Freeze Cam.
Not going to get it this time. That's not going to get her done.
Torrey Hunter. A little unhappy as he walks back towards the Angels dugout. 2 outs now in the 7th inning. A leadoff double by Guerrero, and then Kochman got him to third. Now they'll need a 2-out knock by Garrett Anderson. But you wonder, if I'm Brian Bannister, this guy's hurt me. You got a left-hander here. You've got a rookie on deck in Brandon Wood. I'm going to walk GA. He looks like he's getting hot.
Well, you know, then you're dealing with the pitcher's ego. All pitchers, they think they can get Babe Ruth out. So he's going to stay with him here. Now, whether they choose to pitch around him, that's another thing. But Bannister's up there shaking 2 or 3 or 4 times. Garrett says, I'm going to take a step out. And here comes Bob McClure. Yeah, good time for
I mean, listen
Bob
to this, Hud. Garrett, last 4 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs in his last 4 at-bats. That's pretty good.
That's right. So why not talk about it? We're talking about Lexus pursuing perfection. Why not that perfect swing? That was last night, a game winner. Deep into the Kansas City night, into their bullpen. And tonight, oh man, that is such good hand action right there. He took his hands right to the ball, giving his team a lift, and he is responsible for all 4 Halo runs. Lexus pursuing perfection is exactly what we saw from the star DH tonight.
Well, Ron Mayhay has been warming in the Kansas City bullpen, and I thought for this situation.
Well, they're going to just pitch around him, or they could try to get him out. Hey, look, sometimes you take your chances.
I'm either walking him, I'm bringing in Mayhay.
They're going to come in there again. There you go.
Made a mistake, and there's a base hit, and Vlad will score, and Anderson is driven in all 5 runs.
Okay, you take a chance.
Understand that.
Well, you take a chance. That's what they did. Bob McClure talked to Bannister, I'm sure, and asked him, hey, what do you think? He goes, I can get him out. I told you how they think.
Yeah.
Okay. You know.
It's still Garrett Anderson.
Well, yeah, but see, now watch the reaction from Bannister. Watch this. Gosh, I should have listened to the pitching coach. He beat me.
Well, Rex, look who's on deck. I mean, Brandon Wood is a fine prospect, but has been in the big leagues a total of about a month and has a lot more holes in his swing than Anderson. And he rolls one through the right side. Grzelcyk is there, picks it off, and Woods got himself an infield hit.
Yeah, that was a beautiful C&I single on that one. Grzelcyk says, you know what? I'm going to give him first base. I'm not going to hurt myself trying to throw him out. Watch this worm burner. He's playing way over. This ball has so much spin on it right now. It's spinning dirt everywhere.
So now they're going to bring Mayhay in, and he's going to have to face a right-handed batter. Interesting. Well, Trey Hillman taking out his pitcher, Brian Bannister, who's been one of his top starters this year over the last 2 seasons, and go with Ron Mayhay, a lefty out of the pen.
Garrett Anderson in fuego.
Tired of having the same argument over and over again. All you ever want to do is watch this stupid game. And I still can't believe you want to flake on my parents.
Are you crying? Oh, babe. We can stay in and watch the game instead.
Calm down.
Sometimes it's okay for a guy to cry. The jalapeno chicken sandwich, new at Carl's Jr.
The closest doctor in my network is really far from my office. Just getting here and back on my lunch hour is almost impossible. And if I need to see a specialist, then I'm way out here in the moonies.
Finding a doctor shouldn't be a hassle. That's why we have one of the largest networks of doctors in the state. Check it out at BlueShieldCA.com. Blue Shield.
Reach out and press here, and here, and here. Feel how better placement of controls leads to better focus on the road? If not, that's because there's only one place to experience the intuitive design of the RX. Your Lexus dealer. Where you can lease the 2009 RX for $509 a month for 36 months, with $3609 due at signing.
Steve Fiziak, Rex Hudler, and Garrett Anderson, who putting on a show. He's driven in all 5 runs. And the Angels now with a 5-3 lead after they were trailing 3-0 earlier in this contest. And the new pitcher is Ron Mayhay. Lefty will face a righty, and Sean Rodriguez, who is 2 for 3. Good numbers, 1.88 earned run average, but usually called on to face lefties. And Rodriguez takes a first pitch rip and misses, strike 1.
Okay, now a week ago, Garrett wasn't getting to that inside fastball. Okay, so they tried to go back in there after the guy's just been on fire here the last night and tonight. And so they tried to come in on him again, and they lost in there.
Yeah, we've seen Garrett long enough where we know when it's a pretty good time to intentionally walk him.
Well, you see, there's a reason that he gets on top of the plate. He knows pitchers are going to challenge him inside. This guy's been...
And he's got great hands.
Yeah, he's quick, and he's been at it a long time. Okay, he knows his game better than we do.
2 on, 2 out. Rodriguez pops it up right side. Tien with a long run. Nope, he's not going to make that play. And the Angels in this game are 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. And Garrett Anderson has all 3 of those hits. He has knocked in all 5 runs tonight.
Good for him.
Yeah, going from 13 RBIs to 18 like right now.
Ha. You know, we witnessed last year how quickly he can catch up.
65 RBIs. He had, let's see, Garrett had 80 for the year, 15 before the break, 65 after. Whoa.
If those kind of numbers don't get the second guessers off of him, I don't know what will. Yeah. You know, people want immediate action in this game, but it's not going to happen. It's tough.
I think it's pretty amazing the Angels are 21 and 13 with all the injuries they've suffered.
Hopefully no more.
Rodriguez pumps it over to Alex Gordon. He'll go the short way, get the force there. The inning is over, but they decided to pitch to Garrett Anderson, and GA made them pay. Dropped a single. He's knocked in all of the Angel runs tonight.
MLS action on FSN West. It's going to be a night of non-stop energy when New York stampedes into town to battle David Beckham and company. Red Bulls, Galaxy, Saturday starting at 7 on FSN West.
When you're ready for fun, Southwest Airlines has your fare. Fly to lots of fun places nationwide for as low as $59 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
things come together just right, the result can be stunning. The Pebble Beach Edition RX and ES from Lexus. Discover all the collection has to offer at lexus.com/pebblebeach.
Time for our Jack in the Box game recap. Torrey Hunter with a double, and these are all the guys who went over to the Negro League Museum today, and they've all found success. Garrett Anderson, what more can he do? 3 for 4.
I'm telling you, they got inspired. It was a great day, and so far looks like a good night for these guys. Happy to see as Adenhart again bailed out by Oliver. Oliver comes in, faces 5 hitters, 5 of them got to go. Ollie looks good. Now maybe that fortune will rub off on Justin Spire as he's in.
Did you like the jazz they were playing in the background? Wasn't that cool?
That.
Yeah.
That's what they had playing in that museum today.
Yeah. Here's Justin Spire out of the pen for the 7th inning, as with Urban Santana going a complete game, the Angels pen is well rested. They can go with Oliver 6, Spire 7, Shields 8, and Francisco Rodriguez for 9, should Mike Scioscia choose to do that. Angels right now with a 5-3 lead. Boy, they've been tough on the road. The Angels 11-5 record on the road. That's the best mark in the major leagues. Fights that one off, but it's foul. And did you know, Rex, that the Angels are batting 28 points higher on the road than they are at the Big A?
For some reason. Last year they were the best team at home.
This year they're the best team on the road, 11-5.
That'll work. Doesn't matter. As long as you're winning games, I'm sure Halo fans, they understand. They get plenty of a show anyway.
Chopped foul.
All the dramatic wins they've had this year already at Angel Stadium.
Hey, they've been a lot of close games. 17 games this year have been decided by 2 runs or less. The Angels are 11-6 in those, and 10 have been decided by 1 run. They're 6-4 in those.
We've seen it every year from Mike Scioscia. Okay, doesn't matter if they got injuries.
Shortstop Ibar. Low throw, picked nicely by Kochman, and we've got 1 out here in the 7th inning.
Doesn't matter if there's injuries or everybody's playing and everybody's healthy. It doesn't matter. Scioscia finds a way. Now, he can have everybody healthy in that lineup 1 through 9. And if they're not hitting, he'll look down and he'll scramble it up a little bit, like a lot of managers do. They'll try to find the recipe that works.
Well, remember, he moved Garrett Anderson from the 4 spot to the 6 spot, and Garrett with 5 RBIs. And the one thing he told Garrett when he moved him down, he said, don't get used to it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's what you want to hear from your manager. That's another vote of confidence.
It's basically so saying, I expect to be writing you in at 4. A flare towards left field, and that will drop as a base hit. DeJesus is on, and he will hold at first base. Was thinking about 2. And gets the single. You know, for over 10 years, the Angels have worn the traditional home jerseys in Angel Stadium. On Thursday, May 15th, when the team comes home, this streak will end. It's retro 70s night, and the Angels will be wearing their jerseys from 1971. Who's that beautiful man on the left? Wow, he's handsome. Can he dance?
How about that little move there? That really was just acting right there. But how about the sideburns? And look at that other guy. Who's the guy with the hair?
Is he left-hander?
Yeah, did you figure him out yet?
Yes, I did.
All right, look at
Took me a while to get number 71.
If he would just look at the camera, we could tell.
I know.
But those hats are beautiful.
He's thrown a no-hitter. All fans will receive an Angels 1971 replica cap courtesy of Pachanga. And don't miss this groovy Angels game. Log on to angelsbaseball.com and purchase your tickets today. You know, that was from your personal collection, that suit.
The sideburns I didn't have.
Didn't you wear that to your senior prom in high school?
Yeah. Minus the hair. But you know, that's Brooke Legacy, the young model there. She's on the strike force team that the Angels see. All the fans get a chance to witness. Come on out and get you a nice retroactive hat. Okay, Spire falling behind.
Butler, good power, and Billy takes inside ball 4. So Justin, after getting Bruzadlanek on a ground out to Jesus, singles. Butler walks. Mike Scioscia may start warming up Scott Shields as Mike Butcher comes out for a visit. The Angels have walked 6 Royals tonight, 5 by Nick Adenhart. Oliver was outstanding in his work, and now Spire laboring a little bit.
Butcher might be saying, Justin, why didn't you go with those guys to the museum today?
Yeah. That's been the good luck charm. The gentlemen who win have all been successful. And Spire now with the tying runs on. Angels leading at 5-3, but now you've got two tough lefties in Alex Gordon and Mark Teahan. He's been up. Justin usually when he finds success is at the knees.
Okay, keep her down.
That one better location, although Jeff Mathis had set up away and the pitch came back low inner half. So a 1-1 count to Alex Gordon, who has flied out, doubled and walked. He's also driven in a run. He now has 13 RBIs this year. So they come back in, two-seam fastball, catches the inside corner, and Justin jumps ahead.
Okay, now last year this kid Gordon, as you see where this pitch is, a perfect pitch there. Gordon was a pull hitter, trying to pull everything last year. He's a rookie, first year, come up, he's trying to impress. But this year he's learning how to produce the runs better. Just like that.
Knocks that one to center field for a base hit. And Kansas City has him loaded here in the 7th inning.
One out. He's still a ground ball away from getting out of this inning, but right now he's not fooling anybody, and that fastball is right down the middle. No movement on it. No sink to it. Looks like his slider might be a little bit flat. See, he didn't even stride. Look at Gordon. Didn't even stride. Just waited on the ball to try to get a base hit. He got one up the middle. You see, DeJesus, he froze at second base because he thought Torrey Hunter might catch the ball. So they're all loaded up here.
And the batter is Mark Teahan. Last time up, 2 on, 1 out. He struck out swinging against Darren Oliver. Ball 1. Spire worked 1 inning on Sunday, gave up a run on 2 hits. That was the first run he had allowed in 10 appearances. 1-1.
Okay, there's a better located spot right there. Teahan's only grounded into 1 double play this year. Runs pretty well. Spire. Just right on over the plate there. Okay, just reared back and threw that one by him.
He had Gordon down 1-2, and he singled.
Oliver struck out Teahan in his last at-bat. Got him swinging. There's Ibar. You know what that meeting's about right there, Fizz? They wanted to know what sign it is. Ibar saying, you know what sign are you guys using back there? So I got a pretty good idea about getting the next jump.
Looks like that split he got away from him a little bit.
Okay, now Spire, he's not really coming set. I mean, he's really bouncing off of there. And I just looked at Ibar back there at shortstop, and he reminded him to come set.
You're right. He has a little motion right at his chest. Scott Shields getting ready. The Angels with a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. KC has him loaded. Did he go?
Yes.
Yes, he went. And 2 outs now in the 7th inning.
Okay, now there's the split finger that we haven't seen that much. I talked to Spire, and I said, hey, Justin, man, you used to throw a lot of those forkball split fingers. And he says, yeah, I know, Hud. I need to get back to it. And there it is there. It's a strikeout pitch. It looks like a fastball. And Spire had thrown fastballs that came at the knees earlier. So that pitch is disguised as a fastball, but the bottom falls out of it. It's a good strikeout pitch for him.
So 2 out. Bases loaded, and Miguel Olivo who's been one of their top players in this game. And he goes after the first pitch, swings and misses, strike one. Now, Olivo doubled in the first run, scored on the double by Glow, then singled in his second at bat, but was caught trying to advance to third base, and with 2 on and 2 out, struck out swinging against Darren Oliver in the 5th.
Okay, he's swinging early in this count. He's aggressive. Better make sure the fastball's not located out over. Actually, the ones that he hit off Adenhart were down at the knees. Fastballs over the plate. To Jesus, Butler, and Gordon. Nowhere else to put anybody.
Popped him up mile high. Jeff Mathis makes the catch, and the Angels get out of a difficult jam in the 7th inning. Spire loads him up with 1 out, then strikes out Martian and pops up Miguel Olivo.
Spire put out his own fire.
Freezers are not cool.
Hey, rookie. Yeah, coach. I got to tell you, lately I'm seeing you hit the ball much harder. And on defense, wow, the plays you're making look real crisp. The detail's amazing.
Yeah, I've been working real hard on my game.
No, that's not it. Ever since I got a plasma TV from Howard's, the game footage I watch is much cleaner.
Watch all the excitement of Angels baseball on a new high-definition plasma or LCD TV from Howard's. It's the next best thing to being at the ballpark.
They just gave it to me. Corner office with a flat screen TV and a fireplace. There's a lot of petty cash. And what the?
Your ring.
You can never have too much good stuff. AM PM, too much good stuff. Live large with a pepper jack cheese sausage dog, just $1.29.
Dude, I'll call you back.
My perception of Ford has always been trucks. They are going to let me drive the Ford Edge.
We knew that people who don't drive a Ford would be surprised by Ford. So we went to Windsor, California, from friend to friend, inviting real people to drive one.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. It's a hot-looking car. I've actually really enjoyed the sync system.
Calling husband.
How are you doing? I don't have to use my hands at all. Love that. After test driving it for a week, I'm a believer.
Now you can lease an 08 Edge SEL for only $279 a month. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive one.
You're watching FSN West.
Ford game summary. The Angels with a 5-3 lead over KC. Garrett Anderson has driven in all 5 runs. Vlad Guerrero with a double and a triple. And Oliver and Spire have been inspiring, pitching out of troubles in the last 2 innings. And Oliver right now in line to get the victory in this game if the Angels can hold on. And Mike Butcher talking to Justin about loading those bases.
He's an intense guy. Is Justin Spire.
Well, they put themselves in a pretty good position with Scott Shields and Francisco Rodriguez still rested in that bullpen. Jeff Mathis comes up. He's 0 for 3, and he pops up for the 4th time in the game. Twice to the catcher and now twice to the infielders.
Wow. That's a hard one to figure.
And a reminder to our fans that tomorrow's game will be on Prime Ticket. They do expect rain here in the Midwest. The Angels and Royals telecast 5 o'clock on FSN Prime Ticket. It'll be Zach Greinke throwing for Kansas City, Jared Weaver for the Angels. Hill is trying to take the first 2 games of this series. Angels had lost 6 in a row to Kansas City. Now they've won 2 straight. And Mike Scioscia trying to pad his lead in the American League West. Oakland is in 2nd place, and they're hosting Baltimore later tonight. Mayhay with the pitch and fouled off by Gary Matthews Jr. Gary's been on twice tonight with a single and also a walk. Matthews against the right-handed Bannister, hit from the left side, now turns around, bats from the right side.
.238 hitter and 22 at bats from the right side.
And he strikes out swinging here, so 2 gone in the 8th inning.
Bayhay got him with his little slider. He's got a split finger, too, he'll use. That was his slide ball. Bayhay's a veteran in their bullpen. Can add some leadership in there. Came into this game with a 1.88 ERA. He's doing something right.
Eric Ibar to right field. Tian will not reach this one, and Eric off to the races again, and he will stop at second base with a double and his second hit.
This guy just keeps on producing. Well, the triple he hit last night in the 9th inning got to the wall a lot quicker, so he had time to run out the triple. Here's an Exmo stroke, short step, stride step, good weight transfer, good balance, and nice stroke.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of hits to the opposite field. Now, last night in that 9th inning, he was batting from the left side, so he pulled that triple that got the Angels started in the 9th when it was a 0-0 ball game, and then Kochman knocked him home from third after Vlad had grounded out. Here is Vlad with a triple and a double and a walk tonight. Batting average up over 260. Out of play. We told you about that Boston over Detroit game 5-0, and it's complete with the New York Yankees losing to the Cleveland Indians 5-3 after New York took a 3-2 lead into the 8th. And they've just started out on the West Coast. Oakland leading 1-0 in the 2nd over Baltimore. And Texas 2 up on Seattle, 2-0 on Seattle early in that contest. Tampa Bay beat Toronto 5-4, and in the 9th inning, the White Sox leading Minnesota 7-1. Minnesota had the central lead by 2 over the White Sox, so Chicago looks like they'll be within 1 after tonight's play. And Vlad didn't mean to do it. It rolls it foul. The Angels have 1 more in Kansas City, then head to Tampa Bay for 3. They'll have Thursday off, and then games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before the Halos come back home for a nice little homestand. Ibar at second base, Vlad Guerrero at the plate. Angels will face the White Sox from May 12th, and then the Dodgers. The White Sox and the Dodgers. That's 4 with Chicago and then 3 with the Dodgers. So that should be a great homestand before the Halos then head out for another week to Toronto and Chicago, and then finish the month of May at home against Detroit and Toronto.
Interleague in May.
Yeah, they always play 3 with the Dodgers in May, and then they'll welcome an interleague foe, this time from the National League East, in June. And this year, the Angels will be hosting the Atlanta Braves in mid-June, along with the New York Mets. And we go to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. Vlad punches one, and playing it perfectly is Mark Grudzielanek, or Vlad would have had his 3rd hit. Instead, he lines out, and the Angels head to the last of the 8th, leading Kansas City 5-3.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
The one you really need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Aflac. Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Luxury is thick steaks and fast cars. Modern luxury is a fast car that can find you a thick steak. The all-new Acura TSX. A new generation has arrived.
Are you an advertiser ready to go beyond the traditional 30-second spot? Video on Demand allows consumer messaging through video without time constraints via long-form content and sponsored entertainment. Viewers watch your content when they want. It's TV on their schedule. Video on Demand gives marketers what they want. Video on Demand gives viewers what they want. Start advertising on Video on Demand. Contact Cox Media for more information.
Call 679-5200.
Hey, there's my favorite little fella.
What the heck is that? Oh, it's my dad's savings.
Shows your cannonball, sport.
Make savings a part of your life day after day with Cox Digital Telephone.
Now, technically speaking, that was more of a belly flop, which is fine. I'm saying.
5-3 Angels with the lead on Kansas City. Get all your team gear at the official online shop of the Angels. Check out the largest online selection of official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. They have fashion-forward apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Shop 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get your gear straight from the source. TheAngelsBaseball.com shop, where baseball is always in full swing. Well, Scott Shields takes over for the bottom of the 8th inning. The Angels like the way things are set up, and Shields has been throwing great baseball, a 1.98 earned run average, and just getting better and better with his command the last few weeks.
No, his two-seamer's been really tight and down in the zone, establishing that pitch with his overhand curveball. He's back to the old Scott Shields, and I'll tell you, this formula works for Mike Scioscia. The last 3 weeks, he's gotten his bullpen back in order, with Oliver coming in whenever he needs to pick up a pitcher that just maybe goes 5, just barely, like Adenhart did. A couple innings there, Spire, Shields, and Frankie.
He has just 2 walks with 13 strikeouts this year, 13 2/3 innings. In his last outing, he pitched a 1-2-3-8 against Baltimore, struck a man out. The Angels won the final 2 games of that series. The batter is Ross Globe, 1-for-3. Ball 1. Globe doubled in a run back in the 2nd inning when Kansas City at one time had a 3-0 lead. Popped up left side, long run for Gary Matthews. Will he get there? Yes, he will. Nice running catch.
Man, he's athletic. He's got really nice speed. He can pick up anything on the side. We watched him make some plays everywhere he is. He gets the ones in front of him, the ones in back. He looked down a couple times to see where he was, getting close to that wall. There's a little padding on it, but still, it's a pretty tall wall.
Now Alberto Callaspo, switch hitter batting from the left side, and he fouls off the first pitch. Again, Nick Adenhart made his 2nd major league start tonight. Did not pitch well, went 4+ innings. A little wild again, walked 5 batters. And when he was taken out, there were 2 on with 1 out, but Darren Oliver got him out of a jam in the 5th inning by striking out Tian and Olivo. Flip towards left field, and again Gary had him play perfectly and reaches up and makes another terrific running catch.
Well, you know, that's just not good hitting right there. I mean, come on. You just saw the guy go down that line. And how dare you try him again? Look at Matthews. Looks down again, knows where he is. Those long strides and that nice glove. He's out. Good job again. Matthews was playing him over that way as well as he is this hitter here. Gathright. He's hugging that line.
Gary might go in and talk to Ron Renicky and say, why don't you just play me in foul territory so I don't have to run into walls? Here's a bunt try. Shields goes for it. Mathis says, get out of my way, and then throws him out. Man, that Jeff Mathis is athletic. Taking control.
I'm telling you. That's a good play. Keep the speed guy off. Shields is done. It'll be Frankie time next. Shields wanted it, but Mathis, look at that athleticism. Man, that's on one hop. Shortstops make plays like that.
They've been waiting in the wings all winter long. Now,
heavenly endeavors are replaced by more terrestrial ones. The Halos have descended with several earthly goals in mind. A division, a pennant, a championship. This season, they're poised to accomplish all three and lay claim to the City of Angels. Angels, Royals, tomorrow at 5 on FSN West.
You're just not getting it, are you? Look, you've got to trust me. It looks brilliant.
I don't want to wear the hat. It's a cliche.
It's a classic. This is a spot for your new barbecue bacon sirloin burger. People want to see the 100% sirloin patty, the fried onion rings, the bacon, the melting cheese, and barbecue sauce on the toasted bakery-style bun. And they want the hat.
Oh, so to prove that I'm using real sirloin, should I wear horns?
Stand by with the horns.
She looks so fine. She's the best girl that I ever had. Sometimes you're gonna make me feel so bad. Hush, hush, I need the loving and I'm not to blame now.
I'll tell you, that young man's getting better and better defensively. He may go 0 for 4. It doesn't matter the way he has been catching, receiving, throwing.
Yep, you know, that's one of the reasons that he's got a few more starts now than Mike Napoli. It's just not that a knock against Napoli. It's just the fact that Mathis is getting the job done. They're winning games. He's going to stay with a guy who's producing the wins. Popped up 4 times tonight, but look what he's doing with the guys out there.
Well, here we've got that matchup that we saw last night with the Angels having the go-ahead run at third base in a 0-0 ball game. Jimmy Gobble came out of the bullpen. Lefties were 1 for 14 against Gobble, and Kauffman said, I'm going after the first pitch, and sent a single up the middle and drove in the go-ahead run. The Angels would add 3 more.
So had Gobble thrown that pitch right there, probably would have popped Kauffman up. That was the place he wanted it. The other one was right down the middle. He's going to hook him with a slider.
On his hands, popped up. New shortstop is Tony Pena, and he'll take care of it for the first out. So Kauffman 2 for 5 in tonight's game.
Okay, looked like another fastball. He came inside. Man, that bat just dropped right out of his hands.
So Gobble goes back to work and will face a right-handed batter in Torrey Hunter. He came on to face Kauffman and Anderson, but there was a righty in the middle of that pack, and it's Torrey Hunter. Torrey tonight with a strikeout, a double, a flyout, and a pop-up 1 for 4. Batting average now at .304. They really believe that Jimmy will be a big part of their bullpen future. Good size at 6'3", 200. Just 26 years old, from Bristol, Tennessee. First-round pick in '99. They first wanted him to be a starter, but now he's a member of their bullpen. Dropped down a little sidearm that time.
Well, you know, Bob McClure's been working with this guy a lot. Bob McClure is a left-hander. He's their pitching coach now, but he was a lefty in his 19 years in the big leagues as a pitcher. And he talked to Gobble and says, look, you know what? We need to get you to drop your angle down a little bit. You're going to be a little bit more valuable, and you're going to be more deceptive with your arm angle if you'll drop down some.
Well, he works Torrey Hunter up and away, and now the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Is it more deceptive to a left-hander when you drop down sidearm?
Yes, it's going to be, but still, you know, he's a little bit sneaky. Looks like he kind of shot puts it up there with a short arm.
The Angels won last night 4-0, leading tonight 5-3, despite being down early 3-0. But Garrett Anderson has been the offense. He has driven in all 5 runs on a 3-run home run and a pair of singles. Hunter smacks one down the line, and look at that play by Gordon. Long throw will not get him an infield hit, but Alex Gordon stretching out down the third base line. It's a base hit for Torrey.
Okay, Torrey loves hitting that ball down the line. Now, a lot of third basemen aren't going to get to that. Look at, he kind of lost his feet there, Gordon, when he tried to get to his feet to throw. Hunter will take that knock.
So the Angels now with 15 hits in the game. Man, they've been good on the road. Came in batting .288 on the road, and here is Garrett Anderson. What a night, 3 for 4. He has driven in every single Angel run. Tied it up with a 3-run smash in the 4th. And he laces that one. He's on everything right now.
Let's show you the night Garrett's had. After last night's 3-run homer, this one right here gets over the wall and his first AB went deep. Then he gets another base hit, knocked in another run. This one right here, they tried to get him with a man on third with 2 outs. They tried to stay in there with him with Bannister, and he lost. Bannister going to take the L if the Angels can hang on here.
Rex, I thought that was a great example. That last at bat he had, the ball came so far inside, his elbows were touching his midsection, and when he wrapped the bat, he hit himself on the back of the helmet.
But he's quick with his hands in there. A week ago, he wasn't. They had him looking out over.
Just did tap that one foul.
Okay, here's the one when Bob McClure came out and talked to Bannister. Bannister talked him into pitching to Garrett, and there it was. See how his hands are all tied up, but still he gets the bat head there, and he beat Bannister. Gobble going to sweep him away.
And he strikes out Anderson. 2 gone now in the 9th inning. Brandon Wood followed Garrett Anderson last night and busted a home run. It was off Joel Peralta, a right-hander. Wood tonight 1 for 4, reaching on an infield hit his last time up. Wood part of that record-setting Salt Lake City club that ended their 3-game losing streak last night. They won 5-1 to move the record to 25-5. Kendry Morales hit a pair of home runs in that game.
Let's not forget about Morales down there. We could see him back up here soon as well.
So many Angel injuries that the Halos have had to call up 6 Salt Lake City Bees in just the first 5 weeks of the season. So despite those players going back and forth, the team's won 25 of their first 30 games, the best record in the minors.
So one of the writers asked Mike Socia before the game today, Mike, you know, it's kind of hard to find continuity when you're bringing all these guys up. And Mike just said, hey, look, we find continuity every night with who's here. Doesn't really matter. We're playing and we're winning. There's your continuity. That's the bottom line in this game here. Wins.
Trying to move a season high 9 games over 500. They are 21-13 currently with a 1-game lead on Oakland. Gobble has a 1-2 count on the Angels' third baseman Brandon Wood. The runner goes, the pitch is swung on and missed. Wood goes down, and so do the Angels. To the bottom of the 9th we go with the Angels leading by 2. It's Frankie time.
Gotcha.
Whoa. Hello there.
Wiener Schnitzel, the world's most wanted wiener. Make room, folks. Big wiener deal coming through. Original chili dog, 2 corn dogs, and a drink for a tiny $2.99. Hurry in.
Hey, Skip, need you in the wheelhouse.
Tenacious grip, no matter the conditions. Firehawk tires with Unity technology, only from Firestone.
My perception of Ford has always been trucks. They are going to let me drive the Ford Edge.
We knew that people who don't drive a Ford would be surprised by Ford. So we went to Windsor, California, from friend to friend, inviting real people to drive one.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. It's a hot-looking car. I've actually really enjoyed the sync system.
Calling husband.
How are you doing?
I don't have to use my hands at all. Love that. After test driving it for a week, I'm a believer.
Now you can lease an 08 Edge SEL for only $279 a month. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive one.
Francisco Rodriguez on to protect a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the 9th inning at Kansas City. The Halos won last night 4-0. Didn't need Rodriguez even though he was warming up in the pen. He leads the majors in saves with 13 out of 14. And in this 9th inning he will face hitters 2, 3, and 4. Gruzidlanik, David DeJesus, and Billy Butler. The Angels lead the West by 1. They got the start by Nick Adenhart, then Oliver, Spire, Shields went 3 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Now Frankie trying to join him and slaps his right knee. He has saves in his last 6 appearances and 13 overall. And there is strike one, and the Angels have really dominated here at Kauffman Stadium. They have won 16 of their last 20 in Kansas City. Hold a 5-3 edge when they were down 3-0 early. They have a certain confidence they carry here. And Gruzidlanik misses badly at that slider. Gruzidlanik tonight 0 for 4. A couple of ground outs, fly out, and then bounced out to Eric Ibar's last time up. The 0-2. High with the breaking ball. Rodriguez with the 1-2, and Gruzidlanik rolls it to Frankie. He picks it up and throws him out, and one quick out to start the bottom of the 9th inning. Rex Hudler now joins us right next to the Angels dugout.
That's right. Hey, look, another little buzzsaw right there. But that curveball, watching it from the ground level, man, that's about a 2-3 foot break. I mean, he's got a lot of depth to his slider, Fizz. You know, we've seen him over the years, but I think he's evolving now. Not only is his fastball still a plus fastball at 93 at times, but he's really working the other pitches. His command is really good with his slider and that changeup. Now, we might see it here in this AB here against DeJesus.
He has only thrown it to a left-handed batter. He has yet to throw the changeup to a right-hander.
But I'm going to tell you, Fizz, that pitch there is good enough to throw to right-handers. I don't know why he doesn't, but it's not. You know, it's got some movement away from the lefty a little bit. But the reason he doesn't throw it to righties is because it comes into the righty. But still, it's a good pitch either way, either side. It's tough to hit.
It's almost a perfect separation because he takes about 8 to 9 miles an hour off that pitch. And with the same exact arm speed as his fastball.
Yeah, he likes to get ahead, though, if he can, and then he uses that pitch. But we've seen him. He might throw it right here.
The 1-1. It is the off-speed knock to the second baseman Rodriguez, and very quickly 2 outs in the 9th inning. So Frankie trying for a 1-2-3 save. Coming up, Angels Live right after the ball game. That's why Rex is on the field. He'll talk to one of the stars of tonight's game, and certainly that man has been the star, Garrett Anderson, with 5 RBIs. But how about the job by the bullpen? Darren Oliver, Justin Spire, Scott Shields, and now Francisco Rodriguez. they could put together 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Oliver is the pitcher of record.
Well, that's the one thing that's Mike Scioscia's strength. It has been his strength in his 9 years here, is he's always had a solid, reliable bullpen, and that's one of the reasons the Angels will do so well this year if they can stay healthy. The back end, they're tough to beat with a lead after the 6th.
Here is Billy Butler. Butler's been on 3 times with a double and a pair of walks. He's also scored a run.
You also throw in the fact that Howie Kendrick's not in there, you know, and they're missing. He's one of their best hitters. You know, the Angels, they're doing just fine without some of these guys.
In there. Right they are, but they can't wait to get him back. And I'm guessing, Rex, because a little tiny setback, just the fact that he didn't feel 100%, going to Tampa Bay with the turf, that they'll hold Howie out until the next homestand.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'd be a little surprised if they activated him now as well.
The 2-1 fouled off, so right now the Royals down to their last strike. They trail 5-3 as the Angels try to move a season high 9 games over 500 at 22-13.
You know, Fizz, you try to rush a guy back when you're winning games. That's not a real smart move. They're winning now, and Scioscia's a smart manager. I'm sure that he's not going to jeopardize Howie's future with this team this year.
Slider just misses low, and Butler doesn't bite.
Hey, you know, and Sean Rodriguez looks pretty good. He got a couple hits tonight, so he's not doing too badly. Woods, good at third base. You got Ibar. Kochman's still in there. Heck, Garrett's starting to get hot. Vladdy's getting hot now. So, look, there's no panic.
Fastball hit to Ibar. Up with it. His throw in time, and the Angels take the first 2 games of this series in Kansas City, winning last night 4-0, and coming from behind to beat Kansas City tonight 5-3. So the Angels record now 22-13, a game and a half lead on Oakland, who's playing Baltimore right now. And the bullpen for Mike Scioscia, Darren Oliver, Justin Spire, Scott Shields, and Francisco Rodriguez, 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Oliver gets the win. The loser is Brian Bannister. He falls to 3-4, and for Francisco Rodriguez, his 14th save, which leads all major leaguers. But the big night belongs to GA. Garrett Anderson, 3 for 4, 5 RBIs, knocked in every single run, and has 7 RBIs in the series so far. So the Angels right now with the series edge at 3 victories to 1. Time of the game was 2 hours and 46 minutes. Just 11,354 here at the K saw it. But the Angels do survive and win 5-3 over Kansas City. The Royals fall to 14-18. Right now they're 2.5 games back of Minnesota, who also lost tonight. So the Angels looking for a victory and nailed it down and continue to lead in the American League West. Angels Live presented by Hyundai starts right now. So let's go to Rex Hudler, who's with Garrett Anderson.
That's right. Back-to-back nights because we like the hitting star. Garrett, you are the star tonight, man. Now, do you think it had... don't look at me like that, G. Come on, man. Hey, look. How do you feel? And they can't beat you inside. Bannister tried to late.
No, you really can't beat me inside on anything hard. You know, I've been a good fastball hitter my whole career, and I put a good swing on it. He made a great pitch, and I got inside the baseball and enabled me to get that RBI.
Now, Garrett, how about, your home run swing? Can you tell people what happens when you get into a groove? Like last night, you got your hands extended, and then tonight you jumped on the long ball again. Tell them about how that feels and how your eyes tell your hands where to go when you're hot.
Well, in that situation, I have to come clean. I was just trying to get the runners over. I was trying to do something positive for the team right there. Get a run in, get a run over, and fortunately I got the right part of the ball. But my first goal was just to try to get the runner in and get the guy over to third.
Exciting day for us to get to go to the Negro League Museum. It was pretty cool. Gee, what did you take from there? I know there's a lot of things there, but what excited you the most?
I've been there quite a few times over the years, but just the history of it. You always pick up something new. This time we had a tour by one of the directors over there, and we had a great time over there today, just listening to all the stories.
Is there any coincidence that the guys who showed up for that today all had great games?
No, I don't think so. Otherwise, I think everybody would go over there.
You're right. Hey, G, you're the star. Thanks for being on with us tonight, man. Keep going. Stay hot.
Thank you.
right, this is Garrett Anderson. Hey, back to the studio, guys. The Halos win again.
They sure do, Rex. Another win for the Angels in Kansas City. They will go for the sweep tomorrow. Welcome, everybody, to Angels Live. Lindsay Soto alongside Jose Mota. Lots to talk about after this one. A breakout game for GA, so to speak, this season after a prolonged slump. Also, Nick Adenhart. We will get Gooby's thoughts on his second start. He went deeper into the game, still struggled a little bit with his command. We'll see if Gooby saw any kind of improvement. Plus, another edition of Hanging with Mr. Hunter. This time we're going home with him to meet the people behind the man, his chef, his assistant, his tailor. Not his trainer, but Tori will give him a pseudo shout-out, too, by flexing an awful lot in the piece. And reason to celebrate in LA for Laker fans. Kobe Bryant finally has the hardware Staples Center fans have been chanting for all these years. That is all on the way. First, Jose, let's talk about GA. A 222 average coming into the game. 13 RBI on the season. He busts out 5 RBI in this game alone. What did you see that was different from him?
From Garrett Anderson, the thing is he's been simplifying, and it's glad to hear from him. When you're trying to get a guy over, sometimes you don't put as much pressure on yourself to produce, but to do the little things that get you right. In this case, getting it right is getting those hands to follow through to a shorter at-bat, to a shorter approach to the ball and path to the ball. When you look at the first at-bat, a long swing, he was reaching out, pops it out to the left fielder. Now a veteran hitter will go and look at that at-bat and come back and make an adjustment. Even though the pitch location here is different, it is no different than the mentality that he brings into the following at-bats, because now the confidence is high. You have a Garrett Anderson producing, and it's real good for the Angels. Same swing, same approach, ball gets through, and it's really a matter of understanding yourself. He's been around long enough. That last pitch right there, they're trying to actually get that fastball off the plate. A mistake there by Bannister, but overall, when you're hot, you're going to get the opportunity to produce, and he wasted no time.
A 3-for-5 night for Garrett Anderson. He improves his batting average 15 points, goes from 222 to 237, so he's moving in the right direction. Certainly a big night for the Angels, an even bigger night, individually speaking, for Garrett Anderson. Want to go back to Kauffman Stadium now and get Rex Hudler's take on this. Rex, an outstanding night for Garrett in the DH role, I might add. We all know that the Angels' designated hitters haven't been doing so well. Do you know if he has been working on anything in particular with Mickey Hatcher to try and get things going at the plate?
Absolutely not. As long as Mike Scioscia's pen pencils him in there, Lindsay, he's going to do his thing. Like Jose said, these guys been doing this so long, it's like riding a bike. He's going to get up there, toe up, he bellies up on the dish, moves up a little bit, likes the coverage. A week ago, they were beating him on the inside pitch because he was looking away. It's a mental thought process, Lindsay. And I'm going to tell you something, too. When the guy gets in a groove like that, Bob McClure came out to Bannister and said, hey, look, we got a chance. We got an open base here, runner at third. We got 2 outs. What do you want to do? Bannister, like every pitcher, says, I can get him. I know I can. Tried to come in there where they've been getting Garrett out during his slump, and he got him. He busted the single. Now, he's hot. When a guy's hot, you got to be careful with his hot spots. But still, Garrett's a professional. So is Big Daddy. Big Daddy's starting to find his swing to the opposite field. When that happens, you're seeing the ball get deep in the strike zone. You're putting your same swing on. But I liked how that Vladdy wasn't swinging with his arms and his shoulders. He went down there, kept his head on it, a nice little hand stroke, and went to the opposite field. I think Big Daddy and GA are back.
Now, Hud, Big Daddy, isn't this what he does during batting practice, but he has not been able to transfer that into the ball game?
That's right. Every hitter in the first couple rounds, Jose, they usually go the other way to get their timing, and then the last few rounds they go pilot to bombardier and see how far they can hit it. But Big Daddy's up there with a plan now. He's going into BP. He's trying to take some shots to the opposite field. He knows what's going on. Like Garrett, he's a veteran. He's been around. Mickey Hatcher wants him to drop his hands a little bit. He seems like sometimes Vladdy's, when he's up here with his hands, he's coming through and he's looping a big long swing. But he's still up here, but you notice when the ball's on the way, he's coming back down here and getting in good hitting position. So I think they're in good hands. I know they're in good hands, especially the veterans and the numbers these guys have put up in the past. And along with Mickey Hatcher, it should be any problem for these guys, and it's nice to see their contributions in the lineup. Excuse me.
And Rex, it's good news because GA and Vlad Guerrero, not the only ones with great nights at the dish for the Angels. There were 5 Halos with multi-hit games. Everybody got a hit in this one except for Jeff Mathis. Thank you very much for your work today. We will see you a little bit later on.
Thank you.
Take care, Pano.